36 at here from Mamunina. Yatana said Yagudemun some Monday edition of Nhyira Guitar Password Medino at the Bremo. Copem said, do me a new bubble. Sorry, Yano. Na Yakofa Adoma Cassiano. And so, etimi at the Amamana Full House. Mbetu Bianca. Awo Aye Jumedino Sobra. Gabi Turam. Gabi the foreigner. Odika Jumedina say. Afi Aya Amanina Iria. Yade fi sam atwam so abo aye dwumadie and so yamamachi na yadama se for chosen Nhyira passports na no pay na se se dwumadie no ya live obabi mienu. First off okọ Facebook sisi ya live our Facebook na Facebook no obabo Nhyira 104.5 FM Nhyira 104.5 FM ya live sisi our aye Facebook Samson okọ YouTuber na wabo Nhyira TV Nhyira TV. Also make us say, Jumedino a live oh Uti na or say Ashan live our YouTube and na a Facebook. And tell some no I don't know Brad Tanasina at the Agudem some at the Abraham Nhyira same thing called Focroso. They transfer na Madrid. I mean South transfer we require Madrid first why you Madiano and say Kakra. Na Abrantia fan say Yan Diamonde. Aranto Sina Kaidema RB Leipzig. Na clubs be be na pa Branton and the etete and say Real Madrid any Branton no. Omadin komo ko actually papa. Agree on personal terms and so yedimu nchemo at the Abraham. Another big news this weekend. You see me kai David Austin and I didn't kai a breaking story no. Say Abrantia fan say Vinicius Junior. Ebe free Real Madrid na Abrante ni betini de ni atrim awo Arsenal na ebra story ne beda abonten am afo we di enkan ne big story o so Vinicius Junior free Real Madrid na no paya no reporter eba and say Real Madrid and Vinicius Junior reps ebetena sena afi omodi nkomo no ma hwese Abrante no kwa no boko ana so boko so an wasina kan at the Real Madrid Bradley Barcola. Anonso has been a subject to transfers. Na anonso the etitiri say bi anonso betia free Paris Saint-Germain. Now kusia kain at the 18 for Arsenal and Liverpool. Na Pierre Forces will be better Abrante ya. I just say Ukra 145 million pounds. And san when na Abrante no Juventus so mo epe Stones anonso honsam our hamim say Gabichuram. Etnas ye bedin komo pi. Abo aye dwumadie yi enso eso na yabefie di efisam no atoam so House of Folk mobaka na no Friday and an air discuss say season eba be chance ya santekro start on pre-season but House grad ye coach mpo na omuntimi appointee bi na anano memenda and ebeto that a House of Folk appointee a new head coach Nibosa eye Kabo anonso na ebe ye dwuma no ade ama eye House of Gnopani eba no Ghana football ifa de league wadi mu akotene pa yekoba na yabedi opinion so appointment no on commodien and so ye ni mani ya to fix eye House of Folk ni na ye bedi san komo no and so abo eye dwumadie so this and many more Monday edition of Nhyira Digital Passwords ya bobo ni na no na edi Abraham nemum gise gabi turam gabi the foreigner eti for she dwumadie na say and so etimi edi am Richard ni good morning ya she dwumadie na say from an
be ma wo dwunso ni mu pai ebikam eyi
say adom na na yankopon de adom no enti yete ha ne de na je say gabi bibi ade de na kwam
yeah de na kwam pa so ma yeni nkomo kakra yeni nkomo na menim bia awon so de ye befa
gabi I'm very happy sir Kingsman ne Joshua di Kenra transfer stories ne kakra I mean deviated from that part na me nkodi nkomo on the Ballon d'Or and San Fambra you see World Cup ne ba ne wie no. They say, you know, the Ballon d'Or conversations now are entirely different. And here for a budget the Ballon d'Or. Messi Ababi make a name for himself in the World Cup. They say, oh, can the Ballon d'Or list now? Obiabo Messi din de neka hon. you get someone like Jude Bellingham. Time a year beko World Cup, na ni din anka wombo mfanka the Ballon d'Or contenders on. But because of the World Cup, now Jude Bellingham din aba beka ho bi. There are some players before the World Cup na eba beba no. Ni believe who say omumom ene kwa bi World Cup na se akwa contest for the Ballon d'Or. And a typical example, Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United. We all saw the kind of records that he broke and also the performance he gave to Manchester United before the World Cup. You know, aware most of the time saying I a big club and also a club in general. Next season, no one any significant trophy. Ballon d'Or yemfa udi nka ho bio. Yemfa udi nka ho bi. But this Bruno Fernandes no or the Manchester United aye niema ye Ballon d'Or contenders and any din ka ho bi. And to going to the World Cup, we also say offer Portugal team now. Frankly speaking, World Cup now but a for a different perspective to the game. But before the World Cup, now the best team going into the tournament. But 3 Portugal can be. I'm sure 2 Cranobel limited Portugal the account. The one AB now be can board the Portugal by France. Spain for no Moje. Before the World Cup, Portugal was seen as a better team than Spain. Because of the names they were carrying coming into the tournament. Omugo keeper Diogo Costa. Onye and Niema who football be because of where he's playing. But when it comes to Onoan Kasani ability as a goalkeeper, nobody can doubt him. We are more defense on ma. Ruben Diaz more honum, Renato Veiga more, and we were also thinking say Antonio Silva and Gonzalo Inacio. This was their time to shine before the World Cup. But it was quite unfortunate. Roberto Martinez mempe na asem da. And yes, metano because of the way and the coaching principles here. He went to the World Cup. Gonzalo Inacio and Antonio Silva, they were nowhere to be found. Oko mo right backer. Ni hu Joao Cancelo aba Barcelona. Asama we are saying say the ball inside. You get a point here. Your Nuno Mendes are going into the World Cup. No, be any say we are seeing now the best number 3, no. The best left back in the world. Any Nuno Mendes. Oko in the midfielder. It means some can say BM.
What they exploit cry. What
Daniel Joao Neves, Bruno Fernandes, Sado Menim. The experience of Bernardo Silva, Frechileba. We all know say Ruben Neves. Timer or English Premier League, the kind of one or bono. Sana no they or side probably do say a lesser competition. But you all know the abilities say Kuta Ruben Neves. So coming into this tournament, Omugo keeping is sorted, Omu defense is sorted, Omu midfield so you're packed. And up front, they were having their leader in Cristiano Ronaldo. And for a long time, or try the possible best so bet me baby ama anasa. They just ended season with me as Adiano. And he was coming into the World Cup with that high hope. Say, Ronaldo no new player where we then going to mean a trophy for the side. Or call honum, said no, you're younger than say baby Edrun.
Yeah.
But I'll try and this time around it's TV5, so clearly it tells you say Ronaldo is coming into the tournament. Wabra ye who ne send the ball na benewe ye who abranti Francesco Trincao. Our Portuguese league in the world see ball may frankly going into the tournament. Na me feel this or no benya much more playing time than even Pedro Neto money attackers ne team nimina. Frankly speaking. Because Bia no following the Bia could clearly say, nah, this boy is coming of age. Time about Barcelona for Kofa, no, that means a mentality of the Kofa and say, we who the prospect maybe 3-4 years, Hano be done.
Too early, San Cabasa, Benya resource.
Yes, on says that time no went me and yes, I don't know Basa. But I feel as I born and Barcelona forehead, so the Kofa, and I feel no boss are born. Chico Conceição, Juventus. Rafael Leao or no nasem ne kana bibi ohonum kakabe we all know the potential ekutano ne talent ekutano no or one of those players if he works very well obet me a Ballon d'Or contender ye nyina enim very talented but ne work it is kakra ne hana adwen Joao Felix together with Ronaldo Ana so ye hu so coming into this tournament ni enim say nka Portugal team ni be ko yie ama Vitinha winning the treble Ligue 1 nim with PSG, Obabe make a bigger name for himself. Joao Neves, Bruno Fernandes from the Premier League. Ni himself Omono, Babe Bibia be Jibono, Omushia team be anyway. That was the mentality. And it's Omushia team no more Babe show be there. Then it means say Bruno Fernandes at the end of year no Premier League in the mono. A bet me at was one Babe make a mad more bigger claim for himself. Vitinha at the end of year no. League 1 and Champions League ni mu no. A bit me aboa no ama na make a bigger claim for himself in the tournament. But omoba en nim guase poto. Look, someone like Declan Rice. For Declan Rice, he made just I came across something I was very surprised. Coming into this tournament, only said that Declan Rice can more Ballon d'Or contenders no can be.
Yeah.
Frankly speaking, offer Arsenal team no. Gabriel Magalhaes, David Raya, Declan Rice. They were the 3 players who can the best in the team and I on me answer.
Omufuli baku craft man na asamu ya.
Na asamu ya to omo. And no nim say Abrante friend Declan Rice and listen to this carefully. The season August 2025 up to the time of the World Cup no 5,394 minutes as a player.
5,394
minutes as a player. TOE. Or no minutes I know what no. Over the entire Chelsea, omu games omu boy in nyina omu minutes na 5,310.
So what really do you attend Chelsea
games? Oh, and yeah, Chelsea players na combine. Chelsea games omu boy. Say about 90 minutes. And plus additional time ni bibia no. Chelsea games omu boy in nyina come 90 minutes ni na bo oboma. Boss games omu boy no. Now can Declan Rice the Eboma a also saying the entire Chelsea team ni there. Over Liverpool bought 5,130 minutes. Tottenham bought 4,680 minutes. Manchester United bought 3,600 minutes, less than 3,600. Declan Rice and Kwakuta 5,300. So look at the difference. And this tells you the reliability. Kuta Abrante and Declan Rice. As a player, he was always there, ready for the team, whether club side, whether national team side. And especially with the club side, he was always the go-to person. It got to a time, so more Arsenal game, and then no more winning. Are there back be significant about Arsenal games?
Almost set piece.
One and about set pieces now. Declan Rice.
And even in your core World Cup, we saw it. For England.
Yeah. So clearly, Declan Rice going into the World Cup and so no. A man for be man that kind of phrase no. But before the World Cup, me the name the man. I saw said there be boy in the ball now all born. And your ball kit one wobble. The Arsenal 4 years the bebre and a funny no so. The very had the goalpost name and making sure said the kind of saves be as why the man Arsenal stay competitive be away. Gabriel Magalhaes William Saliba mu actually honum. Omo my that reliability, making tackles and interceptions, clearances are a boama Arsenal stay on top. But when you come to the midfield, the one I know transitive team needed free actually what the question was Declan Rice. But meanwhile, they had someone like a very chase or Beshemu, Martin Odegaard, those say injuries are man a quite bibri, but no, Martin Zumendi, no more on them. But someone in the midfield linking the midfield to the attack, no, yes, Edmond was Declan Rice. But also by World Cup, you could see saying.
Yeah, when it's
and you get the perspective here. Yeah. Going into the World Cup, they were players and a bomb.
And then after the World Cup.
And after the World Cup, going into the World Cup, now Lamiyama didn't win that. Because of what he did with Barcelona in the La Liga. Hurricane and he didn't win that. Because of what he did with Bayern Munich, Bundesliga, killing him up no matter say Madrid and Jeff, and then he didn't win because he won the Golden Boot. La Liga in the Champions League. You get a point here. You from World Cup net Golden Boot nentonche and the Nyamaso. So Kylian Mbappe was there. Dembele I never subscribed to Dembele to defend the Ballon d'Or because they just ended season. So players are PSG and Dembele was a part. But and you know the far team this season also. Look, my main far deal in Katia across the interior. So far players now Mudia Obiti Salama, Lamiyama, Hurricane. Kylian Mbappe. Ya come once a man. Ballon d'Or DNT mo mujine pin. For me, I'll pick them ahead of Dembele. DNT America sa ni. So hela mi ama Barcelona team no. Me mbo obi anim tia. E wo Barcelona team nim. But clearly you could feel said there be. Salami ama keka ne ho a Barcelona everything goes well for them.
The beer change.
Joan Garcia born home they will go post name. Pakubasi was okay at the back. Pedri Bayani di but Salami ama aka ne ho a no matter the kind of opponent omoko akochia no obwa omdo wachi baka form. Kylian Mbappe at Madrid was the same thing. Yebeka Kylian Mbappe and Oba this Manchester Madrid team no wa master stability na kofo yebeka nsem ni bebre. But the moment Kylian Mbappe beke kan ho no obo hat-trick no she 2 goals ni 3 goals ni ade.
A different story.
You get a point here. You cannot say same for any other player in the Madrid team. Vinicius ups and downs kakra in the season. Jude Bellingham so the same thing. Federico Valverde didn't come with so clearly these are players and Harry Kane also. So her Bayern Munich team no. Manone ya ne de kakra injuries ha no. O match you on ma Daiti Pamecano, Kim Min-jae, Jonathan Tah mo bo mo de kakra. You get Conrad Lama mo Joseph Stanisic mo in the midfield. Ubon say Alexander Pavlovich and Abrante and Joshua Kimmich mo bo mo de in a way ubenya long grass kaba bishim kakra. But going up front no. Now who said there be game ni si Harry Kane ni Luis Diaz and Michael Olise so.
Ojinemu nko ade ya.
Harry Kane jinemu no matter what happens. Bayern Munich more than 50% chance of winning any game be omukobo bia. It is offered these 3 players now make Omosema, Lamine, Mbappe, Harry Kane. This was what they were bringing to the game. But Dembele the enentisa. Look, no disrespect to Dembele, but Dembele born Obama Paris Saint-Germain no, most of the times they go to a time and not depend on Kvicha. And you and I are very much aware.
Yeah.
They depended on Kvicha and the brilliance, and even in the Champions League, young kind of pension. Who was the best player for Bobo from Paris Saint-Germain? It was Kvicha. Kvicha, you talk of Abrante FM Vitinha. Even to a larger extent, William Pacho mo born actually
solid.
Nuno Mendes born or boy and Hakimi born or boy. For me, they were better than Dembele in the UEFA Champions League for PSG. But here we a 1 year project no, who projected Hakimi I didn't Ballon d'Or derby. You get a point here. Nuno Mendes and Fanenje Ballon d'Or. William Pocho derby. Vitinha crown. Afe ni e kan bebre bo no ni say no. Who projecting the crown obebre. And in 1 year projecting for the Ballon d'Or. That is where they projected a brand here. Ye fene Ousmane Dembele. You get a point here. So these are the reasons Emma Dembele be kan ho. Ofa trainer Harry Kane, Mbappe, Lamine Yamal. Omo dey stand out. Now World Cup number was the conversation before the World Cup no? Is it going to be different from that one? And I say, is it going to be the same? World Cup number no said the measure as a mechanic who say amount for be the World Cup needing about building. Jude Bellingham Messi mo said in America. Yeah. But for now, mame sir World Cup almost statement na me dem on. There ubetimi ejina so the actual World Cup ni yenhwa de bu ase. Very good. And there was official Ballon d'Or statement. Yes, winning the World Cup helps, but it does not guarantee a Ballon d'Or. Listen, and I say to win it, you need to have been the best player of the season, not only of the World Cup.
Okay.
Me ntwem quietly because me kai that year na Vinicius ne Rodri.
Yes.
So on be can fair player same be on the field ni
ade. Vinicius Junior ni Suban bi ni.
Me pese me ko Ballon d'Or na asem no udi san community an haye bi every time bia no as omo wo
criteria bia as omo the for that specific year.
Yes, and this year the ni omo man na clear say oje World Cup ne kwa enye no na wo begina so enye no nko a
nemum dia wa ye dia ma club
but you and I very much aware said there are some seasons ago a man for gina World Cup ne so de Ballon d'Or. There are some seasons ago World Cup year but no be World Cup ni be mean sometimes I am a person man look like I say obi adwuma or brain ho ye me twen aba form in Messi dia no.
Yeah.
But you and I are very much aware. Messi so the Argentina do quarter final right in 2014 no. Yes. Ne quarter final na.
No final.
No 2010 dia na quarter final. Very good. This a player wabo World Cup or quarter final. That year, they couldn't win the UEFA Champions League. Listen to this. But when it comes to the ultimate, Nidin number bia.
Yeah.
Ababe drew and they are fast forward and they say that instance na bi na Ababe sino. Enti omo a Ballon d'Or no betimi age no. Kylian Mbappe onye hwe. Whether club or national team side onye hwe.
Onye bibia.
You get a point here.
Yeah.
Ubenya Lamiyama or JBB or club side. Esa BJBB or national team side.
Okay.
Ubenya Hurricane or JBB or club side. National team side went me anje.
Yeah.
In say the same cow sa criteria, them balance do the same thing. Or JBB or club side.
And the Omankasa diabeto dia. Na da mi say to call Lamiyama.
You get a point here. You get a point here. And say no, me no. And yet they pet because a commitment point for me, I believe. Say me top 3 Ballon d'Or and near no muya. Say 28th October never so.
Yeah, 28 hour landing.
A man for believe we say we be do honum next season. I shall see a man for better than your Monsano look. And say biama. And say never ban sabe between this trainer, Hurricane and Mappy and Lamiyama. Didn't you make us sad? A be do on a Hurricane. Season I shall say man says she goes. Untimi stop Hurricane from scoring.
Ono so dey say no start.
Obesa say no washe. Sa na Mbappe tie. Season chance obehye goals. Lamiyama season chance obedaze wo La Liga nim. It is still and the need be remaining in the minds of people. Most of the times the season chance dey hard you know. Obo so be fresh no baby bi stronko na say ni dina ba be relevant na bias kakra bam. But these 3 players no we den ya ombesa season asiye. Enti bibia ansesa for me. It should be Hurricane. Number 1. For me, Hurricane should be the Ballon d'Or winner. Per what we saw in the entire season. Hurricane should be the Ballon d'Or winner. Ufronwa, Lamiyama should be second. And Sana killing him up.
Okay.
Per me assessment, no. But looking at what is coming from those people are me in charge or me be, you know. If Lamiyama had Ballon d'Or this season, nobody should begrudge it. The boy deserves it. Listen, intina mensa me bia mu bebre no. Say Mbappe a despite the fact say 100 trophy bia na me mouse scenarios a ebisi ye. On the match no. Enti oje a hwe no mama e na 100 hwe e na dabi. He individually he broke records. He made records. He set records. Enti eno nda honom. Lamiyama so je a you can't begrudge the boy.
Yeah.
He won trophies. The ultimate waje. Hurricane Soja, you can't begrudge him.
Yeah.
The European Golden Boot one a day.
Oh no, Anaje.
You get a point here.
Yes, of course.
So for me, I think say these 3 players and are definitely on the contenders for the Ballon d'Or. And omumu bi obeji and me hame but for me I believe Hurricane should be first, Lamiyama second and Sana Kellen Mbappe. Rodri ni Messi ne Dembele mon common there but I don't believe say it should be concrete enough say be dethroning these 3 players now you know in this pursuit for the Ballon d'Or. Now Mamenko Real Madrid na menye transfers ne enkomo ni kakra bi.
Yeah, ye nche wo kakra bi pe.
Olise any Rodri enkomo no. Madrid Epe. Say clear. Rodri say quite da hu ne ya. Madrid be fan. But because of how difficult it is. Enti na Madrid are relax kakra. Rodri so die ni yenim. Ye nyina ya aware. And when the kind di nkomo no be nti me nhyɛ dan spending my time on there. But Yandu man the DNA no. For me, I'm trying to be, you know, so perspective. Now my share DNA said there be. When a man tells it towards any side. Me a Madrid fan. Me person I want to stay on the ground and say it as it is. Yandu Mande does not deserve the price near dinosaur. And Madrid say a casa Madrid here a winger be a neya. Yandu Mande does not deserve to be the player as a Madrid for fan. A point blank. The reason is this. Players were in Madrid for Alpha. Monfa image and that's very good. So where players are Madrid Alpha, Kingsman was making a very good point. And me backing up with this. Madrid ending say 2 seasons. O my bre. Florentino Perez. And him go as the same demand say quite entire season onje trophy. Meanwhile you are deemed as the best president football has ever seen. Onje trophy said DNT. Until this time around, he wants to, you know, change things. Never Madrid them come up back to the Madrid that we all knew. Until the end where was shall say so or make key changes in the team no. Jose Mourinho. A proven winner into what they buy. Now look at the signings they are making. No matter the other candidate for Ibrahim Konate, he has proven. And he has proven. Liverpool.
Yeah.
Why did he not win there? He played together with Virgil van Dijk, one of the best defenders at just
He
has reached that kind of status, no. Denzel Dumfries, Ediana de Betcheden.
Yeah.
Mark Kukureya, say Ediana de Betcheden. You talk of Bernardo Silva in the midfield. Ediana Betcheden. You get a point here. It's all players now more fun. Obia ye or banana as or the BB beba. And yet project ne prospect as same beam. And if Madrid really as a tangent no move follow the Kingsman was talking about something. Hey, be a political reasoning, bebem. But if not that, the end of Monday in deserve was Madrid for Betis to solve their problem because Madrid needs someone. So right wing one of no or more players need one of that. They want someone or buy and Beshampa boyem coach name boy for resource name raw. And yeah, oh, Bia, we the prospect kutana na that should be dead.
1 minute na your friends.
For me, I think Yan Diomande Diano, Brahim Diaz. Frankly speaking, is a better player than Yan Diomande, and he has proven it. Also, age one aside, 26 years. Your fan is when you is our born in them. And Yan Diomande was 19, or 26 years. And he's at the peak of career.
Yeah.
What prove ya me on the DS Milan Quadri Trophy. What prove ya me El Madrid or prove me national team side or prove me. And you quack for Biaba, Obedre, who said that she said Nebeko, and you will be all them that I wouldn't say there be when why be a me or no man a chance. Mastantuono mo other gula moon now on mutimibo on that side. Rodrigo be free injury about oya den obeba. So for me, if Madrid really wants to spend on that side, na enkoye oh that yensa anko he obi obetimi aba be fix that problem ne dia ma it shouldn't be Yan Diomande. Omonfa can talk aso. If only say no more pa, say the transfer window has been bloated. In the end of the MPS, if Omope Obi Obe fixes that problem, it should be Olise. And in the midfield, Rodri will serve as a better player in the midfield for also Real Madrid team.
Okay, Sir Prince, Medasina, may
you say Adona and Yanko on the Adomo? And the Etiane, the Anaja say, Gabi, we had it and I come.
Yeah. So, my ending come kakra, yening come. Na, minim baby, I want to do befa.
Gabi, I'm very happy, sir. Kingsman, Joshua Nhyira transfer stories in Kakra. I mean, deviated from that part. I mean, couldn't come on the Ballon d'Or and San Fambra. You see, World Cup never knew. They say, the Ballon d'Or conversations now are entirely different. And if one a budget the Ballon d'Or, Messi Ababe make a name for himself in the World Cup. They say, oh, can the Ballon d'Or list now? Obiabo Messi din the nekahu. You get someone like Jude Bellingham. Time a year back World Cup, nani din and Kaumbo fanka the Ballon d'Or contenders. But because of the World Cup, now Jude Bellingham din ababe kahumbi. There are some players before the World Cup neba bebano. Ni believe who say omumum and ekwa be a World Cup na se akwa contest for the Ballon d'Or. And a typical example, Bruno Fernandes, Manchester United. We all saw the kind of records that he broke and also the performance he gave to Manchester United before the World Cup. You know, aware, most of the time, saying, I a big club and also a club in general. That season, no one any significant trophy. Ballon d'Or, yemfa udi in Kahubi. Yemfa udi in Kahubi. But this Bruno Fernandes, no, or the Manchester United, aye, near my year, Ballon d'Or contenders and any dine Kahubi. And to go into the World Cup, we also say offer Portugal team now. Frankly speaking, World Cup now, but a month for a different perspective to the game. But before the World Cup, now pay the best team going into the tournament. Oh, but 3 Portugal can be. I'm sure 2 Cranobel limited Portugal the account. The one they be now be can body edge Portugal by France. Spain for no Moje. Before the World Cup, Portugal was seen as a better team than Spain. Because of the names they were carrying coming into the tournament. Omugo keeper Diogo Costa. Onye and Niema who football be brave because of where he's playing. But when it comes to Onoan Kasani ability as a goalkeeper, nobody can doubt him. We are more defense on ma. Ruben Diaz more honum, Renato Veiga more, and we were also thinking say Antonio Silva and Gonzalo Inacio. This was their time to shine before the World Cup. But it was quite unfortunate. Roberto Martinez mempe na asem da. And yes, metano because of the way and the coaching principles sit here. He went to the World Cup. Gonzalo Inacio, Antonio Silva, they were nowhere to be found. Okwamo right backer, near who Joao Cancelo, Ababa Bob Barcelona. As I'm a real saying, was a born and sign. You got a point here. Your Nuno Mendes are going into the World Cup. No, be say we are seeing the best number 3, no, the best left back in the world. Any Nuno Mendes. Oko in the midfielder. It means some can say BM.
What the exploit cry? What
Daniel Joao Neves, Bruno Fernandes, Sado Menim. The experience of Bernardo Silva, Fred Leba. We all know say Ruben Neves. Timer or English Premier League, the kind of one or bono. Sana no they or side pro do say a lesser competition. But you all know the abilities of Ruben Neves. So coming into this tournament, Omu goalkeeping is sorted, Omu defense is sorted, Omu midfield so you're packed. And up front, they were having their leader in Cristiano Ronaldo. And for a long time, or try the possible best so bet me baby ama anasa. They just ended season with me as Adiano, and he was coming into the World Cup with that high hope. Say, Ronaldo no new player where we then going to mean a trophy for the side. Or call him, said no, you're younger than say baby Odrun. Yeah. But I'll try this time around the TV5, so clearly it tells you say Ronaldo is coming into the tournament. Wabra ye who ne send a ball na benewe ye who abrante Francesco Trincao. Our Portuguese league in the world see ball. May frankly going into the tournament. Now me feel this or no benya much more playing time than even Pedro Neto money attackers ne team nimina. Frankly speaking. Because Bia no following the Bia could clearly say, this boy is coming of age. Time about Barcelona for Kofa, no, that means a mentality of the Kofa and say, we who the prospect, maybe 3-4 years, Hano be done. A bang, a too early San Cabasa Bena resource. Yes, on says that time no went me and yes, I don't know Basa. But I feel as I born and Barcelona forehead, so the Kofa, and I feel no boss are born. Chico Conceição, Juventus. Rafael Leao, or no nasem ne kana bibi ohonum kakabia. We all know the potential Kutano. The talent Kutano, or one of those players if he works very well, or bet me a Ballon d'Or contender. Yen very, very talented. But ne work it is kakane hana adri. Joao Felix together.
Mutie so no our prime sports no me ye update p at the mama na anope mesa keja kakra at the about the issue of Vinicius 22 Arsenal no latest about ana Yentia Monday one so latest aba Yentia Monday obakwa na so nko no anope medini nyina at the ba e woduma de so nti wudi an so obetwa ne ye e wo screen so no so uko Facebook anu ye sure 104.5 FM e wo Facebook handle anu fe uko YouTuber anu so ye Nhyira TV ewa YouTube nacho uko Nhyira from your TikToker anu so determine den ewa TikTok is ente sada no ada ya kinka mu messages no adema me TikTokers no mu nsa na ye ni juma kakra ye mu aduma ha esanse eho no adesa ne ma ya kaba na ye tibi papa sana ye nko anim kakra sa beta ma me nsa quickly na me fa transfers no ensa se from na meko Everton na ma din koba kakra anopai metete in fact anwanta anata you know beto just hello boboko no wo mo nso avete abranta ne tinade njai ata so mo so betimanya abranta no ama elman njai o madi nkomani ye pa anopa dia mensaka esa direct contract na nya baso advance talks na nya baso and I so this week wo mo so betimi Everton avete agreement so betimi Everton reach agreement dia na tesa abranta ne dia elman njai and so be ko sa the pro league manager wo kwa ya juma woni Everton player and the reporter epa e wo tumade so ene anopa me ketre kakra adama na ma me ko Nottingham Forest na me ko din komo kakra our Forest nim na mato jatan so ko Forest nim abranta ni tin ati fiaro red pato akudawe wanye dia say small boy danger na Nottingham Forest say we must negotiations na say we ma din komo ye pa ateso mo eso betime anya akudawe na wetima ya tuma no kama adama mom we so mu project no mo ye no akudawe betime enso ya tuma no adama mom ntino woman so woman call fire not now we call fire not no yes agreement there something around 21 million euros and yes car woman so up for branch the tina di fiaro red inti ani ankoba kakwan so efi the Forest for na kate elpa wo tumade so na make it dia ma na ma men ko Jamel Musiala na men ko din koma kakwa anu ha ebia ma mu sa story na no pe ma men confirm na men kantam so no kura biara nim sa story no na be 2 days years ago and esase and baby job as a katasara sarai Galatasaray now report about Sankofonia so wamu player na player ben omo pano so abanta di jadi Jamel Musiala na omini Musiala din komo emataze Jamel Musiala dia to so wo Philippine na wa baba ye tumano and so ade ma team and team ade Galatasaray pato no kwe wo mpaya sa Galafran kaza babonte ababe di bank star we so we no wamu si no kwe be ni nya de sa story no and so ye do kweti mama kika sansam de munya batamfa mama si do kwe bia any sansam na no I reporter Galatasaray from Makati Adi Aba ewo tumedi so ene anopen so make take akra ade aba want to show us now ma men trene kakra na me ko just go vadio me ko kodin koma kakra from me ka to say just go vadio the new contract agreement city for the Bama Kodano and a pay reporter Mensaka say former staffs in my view na and a crobia so we made to be answer the contract till 2031 not as a band to Timatosum I demand Yama City Bobokono and your reporter just go for Dio if you could Kate at the Aba I would media swa and then an appears to be take a car at the Masona Mamin training now min credit Kakana for min fab the Tinibi and so far now me feel Marco Fulan Bobo Konum now ko Fulana another me baba kato say Madrid we will play and the Gonzalo Garcia ya say Fulan one say Raul and so Enyako that's what kwakoye tumano and so Mama and pay reporter Mensaka say ya so medin koma avalo balwa kwada avalo balwa one say one no e Fulham head coach na ya so no ana tese godi I Madrid edin koma he say bi o metimenya branch on the team adi Raul Gonzalo Garcia na wetima baba ya juana kama ade mama no ya update Mensaka we juma de suni now Barca for no monka day na mema Mohamed kakra anapaya anakuitata sportiva Barcelona Bas na tu na omo eba aye UK na omo baba yo mo preseason no pato mama mu fi Barca omo preseason no pato Lenten no mo pa na omo baba hesene menyina betime akoye dia momenti me baba ya be 1 hour ago ana Barcelona omo Bas no efi kuitata sportiva ata so mo kofa flight na omo so lanti ewo England na omo baba homo preseason no ene ya reporter Mensaka na one player ya say one no likely say bi obetima fi Barcelona anope metre cameras kakra e de kwotita wo he say pia one ni situation it say one say no ya banter de Frankie de Jong me pato ni koto dwa ho aka a ogusu atese wo na se ni ntwi kakra anope me ko kuitata sportiva abranter de bae na obae ne agent bi anka no ho enya de say bia ne agent kan ho a wo ne Barcelona e ba be meeting na ya say normal routine atese abranter de ba be say na be betime man ho antwatima to ne ye pa no e report ampato efi kuitat sportiva kate ade eba ne Barcelona wo mu training ground so update amedi pa ne me ko Borussia Dortmund na medin koma kakra wansa na no da mba kato say Konstantinos aye Karsas wono aye player edema ka kenki boboko no na yasi Borussia Dortmund akọ na yasi we the direct meeting no enya ba so wanso already na Borussia Dortmund ane Konstantinos ankasa ane nete so mu din koma no empempe amika say dia yasi Borussia Dortmund ane ka kenk wabasa say din koma atase wabo he se bi o metimenya planta na waba Borussia Dortmund boboko no mama mu refisa sisia na AC Milan anso ani amblede de o me se ko ba se Borussia Dortmund aslepia so musunya planta de tin ade Karsasa no reporter ene amapay eba ewutumende so me ka check akwa de ma na update bi pa update Mensaka ya se mama Ferran Torres na mini ko ba kakra another ma mutie Prime Sports no me be katam say yase Barcelona for say abante ne de Ferran Torres de omonyo madwe so mu cha abante no amna ko ba bia nemom say e bia Ferran Torres e be so free team no ma one for a transfer request e famna one man gaza the transfer request e ba say e bia Barca for ba bia ma do no me pese me free team no ma ko dia and the Barcelona for so metiase na teso ma hu kwan a wo me de abante no be fa so na sa abante no for transfer request pa enya man dia and na de so mo Barcelona e be ka tell no mo abante say de so mo pe no na ano na yesi ama pia diboboko no efi say Jean Jamonde one way omunya Yan Diamonde na se omunya Yan Diamonde dia Body Bakola so likely say Body Bakola so beko sa Bakola beko dia and yes so omu na omunya player bi edisem na enkobaka ko meti so betime nya plantia ne tina edi favan na fe so betima we se bia Fran Torres ebetime abadia enu ya dia sisia ya se PG4 adwene ho me pato official BDB nyankoe communicate bi nyankoe enu yankobo omu di internally atesena no pen me keche kakra ediama na mamenko Rafael yao na menkodi nkoma kakra ya se gata sarai enso edi loan offer edi akọ esimran se womunya Abrante no nanka Rafael ya umeya juman kaka ego Turkey Super League dum bara yaso mudi loan tin ko ya no yesi esimlan force da bi some person mo to no permanent dia mo famna loan pa de wo mo nyoma dwen so mo de bi e ma Rafael ya ontu ya club na oba no wa wadwen sa esika wo ba betwa na tese wetimenya Abrante no ene ya reporter men sa ka e waduma de so ene make tere kaka adiama na ma me Vinicius Junior na sada mabas na yinso ma me fini tudia na me ndi fini so tunia ho nkoba kakra me pato eno ada. In fact, maybe 2 days ago, and me be breaking story no adama say Abrante dey finish so tunia. Yes, yeah, likely. Sabrante de bi obetime fili Madrid. Na Sab Madrid na Abrante de fino. Ano koba kakra na. Ada no pay Ebert na. Yes sir. Vinicius Junior. Akata Madrid France nyame anim ne. Wanya na adwen stop so koba bia tes Madrid for ebe pa de anka. Gomono no entrance na. Gomo ncha agreement no. Say contract renewal. Ana so ya we willing so be say contract renewal no. E de am Madrid bobo kono. Ani 2 days ago. Ana Vinicius Junior Eddie statement no yati ne antowa ate no ne mad ne mpemfo na edi sankomo no ama mad de kwampo he kwan a wo betimi afaso a ebi wo betimi ma plant na ye contract no afa no anta ye kote ya yesi Arsenal akwa bisa sa Vinicius Junior no ekwan eda ne ho ana na ano a meko aya Dario Sport wo mo front page na dia na da o aya sa wo mo se Vini earthquake ano ya dia wo mo so atia no na Vini earthquake ni nyina ya se wo mo se me so mo susu sa Vinicius Junior no am se Fiorentino Perez ana ama na fo ho kwan Mikel Arteta ho kwan sa wo no so ni sanko because player bit is Vinicius Junior dia se Fiorentino Perez emma wo aye de se so betmedia Abrante no nkoma abeya dinye pass betmedia Abrante no nkoma nti anu ada de ukos pena nkoma mu din nyina aye Vini earthquake anopay update banner eba me ba to mu ntie yase Arsenal for say na man for money na ma muso mu niska no wo muso mu tete se man de sa Abrante so mbetona aye 160 million euros wo mu ye ready so metua 160 million euros no for Vinicius Junior anu ya Arsenal for no Arsenal for Sanchez said sir agba so mo de Abrante ne ba ni weekly wages na otino wo metimi atua wage ni yasi am so 400,000 pounds a week 400,000 pounds a week yasi Arsenal for so mo you okay it's answer over London na over Emirates oh you okay wo metimi atua says kano and there we shall report am say kai say Sisiano, akase Madrid, any Vinicius Junior, and after Arsenal, any Vinicius Junior betimi agreement no. Na say we betimi reach agreement na and other say be a fit na kono ye be with the way near man see ko nemom enkomo kakra men say ka say yasi Vinicius Junior no boys ni bi ni na di nkomo e bi san say no ha Arsenal no nya obekwa na wase Arsenal de oh chada enya yi sa beta nyame anim de me say players de menyu omu ni o players menyu omu di ngwa Madrid Michael Olise e be the same thing afi yasi ye ko wake up Michael Olise akwa catch any players no so no nyama de obako and the players there okasa na onko etobe usana adwena sesam nti yawe up to enumere anytina dia Arsenal for the beba so Arsenal the official bid at the back na say eno be call to down one bobo na eno yankakwa medima na yase Arsenal for say anyese bia Premier League na o mateno one person womatene sakwa wabra ebia this is no manjin fans so na so Arsenal for target ni say we metimaje UEFA Champions League we metimaje league ni dey so na so cup bia ya bo wiase dey Arsenal for bobia one person omojete ya say omo akwako hu engineers ata say engineers no dia wamaka to mo ye software engineers na yase asna fo na ka to mo say wo mun develop AI emfa mo na za AI na o mun developing farmer asna no aba be monitor players no mu data ana players no o ma ho den o mo popo and purely data analytics pa na sa AI ne ba be dia ma asna fo no sa ne be a wo mu players no wo metima profile o mu ye na fe so me player bia be player bia ko any player bia na ho den se ne bia betimi Arsenal team no and baton ania dia Arsenal efi o makati adi eba ewo dwumade so ene anopa me kete dem afamiko city na menko ayob ayabode akati na meni nkoba kakra answer by a week ago ana eba say negotiations asase ataso mo nso ehwe say city fo betimanya akoda no as in prepare their direct talks no chance city any limit to part chance o mudi nkomo awe say e be advantage dey di prade wo betimanya akoda na nkaza dey o maka tense wo mema no contract to 2027 and is obetani dey oh why not omna na wo mena me aduma no fama Manchester City boboko no any am dey kakwa mensaka na Federico Chiesa a Liverpool player Federico Chiesa na yebisa ansa Antonio Ariola about future na so be come and also na new chapter and abepa na no se me was na ni tie pa e Liverpool na we kwa a new chapter edema because the coach aba and so China we prove the check coach this obetimi abra no e ma djuma no be ye no Liverpool no e de manyina tuma ko ye de man no Federico Chiesa and come ka kwa fi akoda na kate e de eba e djuma de so abade mame aye Jean Diamonde na minisa here we go no honkoba kakram na ano mo amutie mi show ni bia no me ka tam say Madrid ade akwakọ bia mu den say 100 million one beto Jean Diamande akoda nem na no mesia kan emfa Madrid bobo ko no ba ya man for so Madrid dia Jean Diamande dia batom anu anwumre ana eba se Jean Diamande komodie no akwa anim ye kwa amata se report bi kwa na mwiem so mande da san koda na wia na sampato de treniem ense me wo sato we mu nyina ya se ampa Madrid ani team ani de RB Leipzig adin komoye pa na enkoba na Madrid ani o madi dientia eba bonte se Madrid ni abante na wie se yase RB Leipzig ati asese Gombeton player no at the amount to Boboko no and tell no other any agreement gomu every year but 100 million na yes mad the other corner there I'll be Leipzig and so says can 100 million omunso because yes in for fees a bopo mo de beton Jean Diamande 120 million pounds 120 million euros rather 120 million euros. No, it's come person with the tone advantage the Jean Diamande. And it's a matter the pepadia. Woman RB loves it. No, my match. Sampa because another me babe church story him. Dynamics are never sound story we mu a man Madrid. Womu pro journalist in the Bible and say Madrid any brand in every say this it conversation na eto nyina no two clubs PSG and a Madrid bobo kono. Na dia PSG for any PSG target player nankasa ani ni agent no Rock Nation for no woman PSG any omo atele and PSG outreach agreement with Rock Nations for no any Jean Diamande ankasa be PSG any RB Leipzig omunyam yevie but omuntenie womu ani RB Leipzig enyam yevie but omuni player na evie kradada eno PSG kwaya womu fa so omu ye Jean Diamande ni negotiations no ana Madrid the call direct to team and it in at the RB Leipzig ana many RB Leipzig edin komodo omni Jean Diamande edin komo abamakate Jean Diamande say one man quarter to 2031 ama brante na tiase but na akase Madrid ebetime wie no kra ana no ada anam komo ene anyonkofo edo many RB Leipzig interment no wo mo reach agreement with RB Leipzig, man Leipzig it says okay, and you beton play and ya ton Eddie amamu man to the bobo kono na Madrid journalist na Eddie Babonte but as a tenwa ebepimne agreement on a set amount no ana enya maye ada say one betria 120 million euros na na Madrid ebeja 100 million na ni amitinie yes RB Leipzig say 100 million de nya de so mbete emom say Madrid a person no mayo ma dwen so beton de na Madrid dia Madrid for 120 million euros famra Madrid at the badia Jan Jamonde mu player but asabno say ankasa ana issue no so esitie ani amdeta efa kodana kati adeba embebe amekasa de PhD emeso mo ya atwa mu afri ba no sam because PhD for no ya ajatum sa de no hedan koyem Enfa momo ani ankoba kakwan so eba so dwumadi so na mame ala scored na meni akoda no so nkoba kakra we every pair of player na Chelsea for no so mo pe no kwabna Chelsea at the 64 million pounds ade akọ enko so mo nye 64 akoda no bro and this Chelsea pepa dia wo bu mies kanum 64 million pounds dia anya de so mbeje for Alex Scott and the battle another Chelsea so deal no kwabna ya ntime nwie na otwetwa mu wo man ntime nwie this week Chelsea sound another bit at the corner ma hem Serbia Alex Scott ebetime amba Chelsea wait a metutu bibisa nkrofo no around 70 to 80 million pounds for Alex Scott and yes apa de mo person beto abrantenom edina Chelsea bobo kono ani am determine saka anso enie now mami Levi Cowell na mini nkoba kakwa Levi Cowell ani ebisa say this season Chelsea say na target ni zitano so masa team ne mu ayedo what's new head coach back kwabna was ball part of bodo and now was league no betumi ade bato the akwada ne kan no was it this season Premier League no Chelsea bet challenge for the Premier League now official players no are ready ball no more ball any they were training AC qualities no ho and the Chelsea and to bet challenge for the Premier League and nearly fight call and come back according to Tanya and you be sansa na coach na nkasa na adwuma yete sai a official Chelsea betuma a challenge for Premier League no say coach sabatos bebre wani bebre aye adwuma beta opeyin we dia no kwabna wasi we no ne ball no Alonso dia no aye perfect play wo pe aye creative play attacking aye free flowing aye football wasi anom ana Zabi Alonso epe enti with Saudi and officer say omo keka ne emesi anim ya ebetimi ama Chelsea ene ama nso atima koye adama mo Chelsea okay mo ne Fulham na ebebo na ano ana ebisa head coach say Morgan Rogers akoda no obetimi esi aka no so why not abranta no okay obetimi abosa game ni bi ama ne ama nso atima koye na final day our World Cup ne ya huna na abranta no you really good nti why good ready say obetimi abo Chelsea bobo kono ene enkoba kakwa menseka na yezi Chelsea wakoda kitwe bi wo ho na ne din Eddie Medi aye Nicole kwabra yasa akoda wo 16 years pe oye midfielder na another Zabi Alonso kasafa akoda no wasa akoda ne good papa akoda na sase ofifeba na officer ne ball no betimi abo Chelsea ma Chelsea ene ama nso atima koye pa Eddie ama Chelsea bobo kwena no aye reporter eba ewo dwumadi so a ene mi ketire de ma abode mame Badi Bakola Ansana Masai Ababe and the Pelo gentleman Badi Bakola. Now Kwabna Badi Bakola so Liverpool for na so mu ye second thought. Say no ada ana Pierre je say sir Omati say amount for domu players. Edi 120 million ade Morgan Rogers 117. Any ade Omati so Omatune. Nanka Blanta de Badi Bakola. Ebo pa nanka Kwabna mu pere ya 100 million. Omati say ade Omatum 170. Wo Badi Bakola ne wa ba betua ene sa amount the party ama sa mon forget enya de so mo di sika bia e di na sa brante kwabra reporter men seka say afa na Liverpool e kwakodi san komoni na Liverpool for say Badi Bakola no sir January transfer deadline de so mutimi emiti abrante no already personal terms with the player wo mo say enya issue nemam de issue pa ya boa PG 4% womo edit Liverpool for no eno na ehu nya ye pa na Liverpool for adwene yom so wo metwa 80 to 90 million pounds eni eska ebia metimetwa na ete o metiti so be 100 million afem conference da bi o ma pega bodum te ya me anim ne ama isia no team and the Liverpool kwa no wo mu nche dan fili okay in pursuing for abrante ni to no better wo mu so better say transfer window ne mana bi ye de no metima conclude na wo nya abrante ni the brother Bakola wa ba be bom Antonio Ariola na djuma no so eno so atimi akoye pam ene reporter mensa kam e wo djuma de so diamedi wie kra no mamindi abrante ni din ana so penya ni de under pelu e won ko be kakra na another mo ba bekaya me ba bekata mo sa Andre Pelo no me dia tuma ne de mana ne sa ama so wo meti nkomani nyina wie ama bibia wie kwabena aduma no mo de ma Andre Pelo ne sa afe ade wo mu wie ya na wɔn ba bɛdi nkɔmɔ yie paa yɛsɛ panyin baako sɛ ɛnya deɛ sɛ ɔbɛte aseɛ wɔn na ɔnte ase a yɛsɛ Italian Football Federation wɔn president no papa nse ɛnya deɛ sɛ ɔbɛte aseɛ adeɛ nti na ɔnte aseɛ ɔsɛ last year somewhere October Russell company bi a ne din ɛde from bet ɛyɛ adeɛ sɛ wɔn fɔ panyin sɛ brand ambassador ama ɔba bɛyɛ bet twa na abɛdi bet twa na abɛdi kwabena bet twa na abɛdi na sɛ tum na yɛde ma ande pɛlo yi wɔn ani bɛ bɔ wɔn so na ɔde ayɛ bet twa na abɛdi akwabena na ɔmo yɛ ne dɛm nti panyin sɛ ɔno ɛnya deɛ sɛ ɔbɛte ase ama ɔmo nso ɛde contract no ɛde ama ande pɛlo saa na asam ne kɔbaeɛ na yɛsi nkurɔfoɔ paa wɔn pɛ sɛ ɔmo de adwuma no ɛde ma ande pɛlo paa no ɛyɛ panyin ne ti ne ɛte ɛyɛ yɛka no sɛ Paolo Martini yɛte Paolo Martini ana ɛyɛ Leonardo wɔsɛ sporting director role no Paolo Martini na ɛyɛ adwuma no yɛse Martini na wɔne mpanyinfoɔ kasa sɛ dabi adwuma de ande pelo bɛtumi ayɛ ne nyinaa ɛnde sɛ ɔmo mfa ma ande pelo de akwabena wɔsɛ ɔno kora wɔnya ɛyɛ adwuma no ɔyɛ asɛ sporting director na ɛne ɔbɛtwe no ɔmo mfɔm adwuma because de ɔbɛtumi ayɛ adwuma nso ɔmo mfa ma no na ɔmo de politics bɛbɛ mu de a ɔno ɔnyɛ okay ɛno ɛyɛ Leonardo ɛne Paolo Martini no na ɛno ada na ande pelo nankasa ɛde statement ɛde ba abɔnten na ɔsɛ asɛm wɔ nkwabena ɔsɛ nkanya abɔnten so asɛm asɛm wɔ ɛyɛ nkwadaa mu nkɔmɔ wɔte ane sɛ asɛm no ba abɔnten mu ma yɛ ne hea ɛyɛ football ɛnyɛ politics na adeɛ na sisiɛ no adeɛ no ba bɛyɛ politics ɔno koraa no wawu sɛ adwuma no ankasa no ɔno ankasa kam obi atɛ kwabena ɔsɛ adwuma no ɔno anim sɛ ɔmo mfa ma no ɔso wɔkam obi atɛ adwuma no ɔyɛ awɛ sɛ nya adeɛ sɛ ɔmo de bɛma no nti ɛne yɛ nkɔmɔ kakra nso agya ɛpa ɛwɔ dwumadie so a Andre Pelo nso ɛfiri na kate ɛde ɛpa akyɛ sɛ ɛnɛ anɔpɛ meka akyire kakra ɛde ama wɔn hyehyɛ ahodoɔ nyinaa so ɔbɛhyia ma yɛmfa nkurɔfoɔ ama nso nsɛm no ɛmfa nsia ne nya abotwɛ na yɛmna mɛdoso mu nyinaa mfa ma ha yɛ nhyira yɛ nɔma wɔn aka radio station de asanteme nyinaa ate atumine kwabena sɛ bibie ne akyire deɛ ɛneɛ yɛmfa nsia so na transfer no mo nhyɛ da ma ɔbɛda bia one player pɛ na mokɔ no ho bɛsi nɛ montumi nwieɛ
na deɛ transfer ma yɛ ne deɛ
ma no kone makɔ bɛsi nɛ
ɛsɛ transfer no ma sɛ no asɛm wei me kae paa mmerɛ bi asɛm venga kae sɛ the rate at which as say obiara de ne player ɛgye no
asɛm venga deɛ me sɛ City for no di kan bɔ mo so
ɛbɛduru maybe no obiara gyimi nto player bi
kwabena nyɛ Chelsea na ɛsɛ
saa asɛm na ɔkae no ɛm sɛ gradually
Man City na ɛyɛ saa
ɛm sɛ ɛyɛ abɛm
City for na ɛyɛ
saa players no kɔ a ɛyɛ mete wo sɛ obi de sɛ Alex Scott wo sɛ deɛ
Alex Scott ɔno Alex Scott Bournemouth
ɔmo sɛ ɔbɛ sɛ
64 million pounds akɔ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo nyɛ ɔmo pɛ something around 70-80 anso no ɔmo kyɛ akodada ma na
ba ti sɛ transfer no ma sɛ no
abra ne me boa bɛyɛ dim pa o
transfers ne too much
me boa bɛyɛ dim pa
me ne PSG for no yɛ adwen sɛ yɛtɔ Alex Scott mo 70 ni adeɛ dia sɛ ne ba kola no no
ɔmo sɛ 170
sɛ yɛtɔ mbɛ 170 200
wɔn twa kra de 165 abra na
me no mo yɛ adwen imagine sɛ na also pɛ Vinicius Junior from Real Madrid sɛ yɛtɔ Alex Scott no 60 ni adeɛ dia ɛne Vinicius mo nam bɛ 400 ni adeɛ wo
bɛ 200 na tɛ
o de bi 200 de so bo obo na ba ko la kra ifo so mpese am so mpe 150 around nti sa na ko sa na mbe ne dia e nto player bi abi we mu a ne do mbo na because you gidie so betimi ai bibi enso etimi ede amai alright yento adwumade ni so emfa emamos transfer stories ni nyina maka kyerɛw se aha eye o transfer hub aha na abenya nsɛm ni nyina enso eti the story behind the story ye de bema ona nso hu sɛ de ho nsɛm no enso esi ekoba before no ma yemfa seda ma electoland Ghana etiefo the tennis World Cup promotion na ye no those ya World Cup na bi de ba so na ye ntwam aha enti electoland penifo se men kan kyerem se still na the promotion no ongoing in two courses say ya obetimi akwakoto of France Screen TV smart na ebo na efo ne picture quality ne sound bibia enso on point Samsung TCL Nasco fo as low at AS699 on sabetimi akabina afi wonso no wetimi edi akofi ntimi so of France Screen TV na asay no enkoye so because o kura 700 cities obenya France Screen TV akwa board dem ban home appliance so emu bia in fact bia isu ofie bia no okọ electroland sie ya ebi awo ha wonsa betimi enso akabi achede kese rafo no ɛno nso ɔrekɔdo wotɔ adeɛ wiam srɛw gye coupon ne fele na ɛno nso no di a akyɛdeɛ kɛseɛ ebi ɛbɛfiri ɛyɛ electoral hɔ ɛnso aba ɛyɛ wo nkyɛn 0503 159 739 ɛno ɛyɛ electoral number ɛno no ofra ɔmo no ɛbɛdi nkɔmɔ anaasɛ owuram ɛwɔ showroom biara wɔn nsa bɛtumi aka ɔmo nneɛma no ɛnso bi afei ma yɛnkɔ Union Practical Institute na yɛnkɔ sua computer ɛsan sɛ ɛsɛ wopɛ computer adesua no abɛyɛ compulsory kane na ebia bɛtumi afa no way out so base sia paa wiase ne ɛwɔ ne deɛ wɔnsua computer ahwɛ a ewiase bɛkɔ agyaw so ne ti no sɛ computer no unim ho hwee ana wɔsua ho adeɛ kakra ɔbɛsɔ yɛ top papa ɛyɛ Union Practical Institute ɛna meka form ɛde ama wo ɛwofo a mutie dwumadie yi na mo mana ɛwie SHS ɛne JHS no monkɔ register mo school fees no fo ne result ne na no ohunu computer ɛho adesua no saa nso na mo pɛsɛ mo yɛ top up no professional courses bi ɛte sɛ network and cyber security engineering, computer business and office administration, CCTV installation and management, data analytics and office software engineering, artificial intelligence, AI mastery, and a course we are baby and compulsory shum also betimi aye at the account na ye no if I say medical account a fully practical training and na e de ma wo be wi to so wa ben computer ho adesua pa enti bra na onso role ho so na bibia enkoyi emfama so ku ameka wasemi awo kumase sesan so ya si bus stop ho na friend number 0555 383848 0555 383848 namuno mo eni nkomo the new Bigo energy drink osori na honam enkoyi so wutimi ote bre pa woni paduanim anopense mi so abed manam timi say yeah my bread pa and one say me nyami Bigo energy drink bobo boy and bibia e de ye anope me dia ba madwuma so a me so me di eye madwuma nti what the same problem me pacho at the new Bigo energy drink and I may come for at the ama baby I thought drink biano o kwa bisa so pe Bigo no energy drink na also enom na hode na olusu ni na no esan enya no back na fa koye wadwuma kama pa mamema wadwuma na adwuma na amede ma oyo obi a utie adwumadie yi na onim ade pampa enkenka ene emema eniema onim pampa dia me pacho eniema wadwuma salary no e soro papa company nso ano mo koye adwuma no company bi anyame anim enemonyama ekuto omo asantemantam ha no enye company keto akra o mesan etua ukayi enenti se woni agye ho a mema namba bi na ma fresi a onso a woni gisa opese usua eye ade pam so ho onso no akonya eda ho a ye besan ama allowance na de atwetwa ho me pa cho adwuma ku ameka won semi omo abo Kumasi Tech police station around hona edna omo awo me pa cho from awo 0549 528402 fre ofra ka chen se Richardo SMN fraud na mumame eye adwuma Amuzu Manufacturing Limited omo eneze eye Amuzu Hair Food ediaba eye dwaso na Amuzu Hair Food no me pacho ematrinwi eye fe ematrinwi enyini yie ena ematrinwi eye black into baby a wutie me utrinwi na tutuni nyina me pacho koto enku a yatuni din Amuzu Hair Food na fa bi fa utrinim utina ebubu ya na tutuye ni nyina ebesan afufufuro ama utrinwi ne emu ayedu na aye fe kama me pacho eho a ewo utrim na asada bia wuju utrim ampacho onso nku ne kotobi na fasrem eho ani nyina ebe free eye utrase be ma wutie me opewe so utrim obeso utrim eye black a me pacho eye Amuzu Hair Food and make come for ediama ene anopay overem our cosmetic shop bia busabi na onso ejo de kama pa sanso na opedo sopo atu na wakoton ana wan kasampo na bia be yisu a me pacho Kumasi eye tafun sha so bisa Amuzu Junction 0242 955 056 Amanse Community Bank PLC eye banga me pacho Ghana hade oma dwomudin pa ne din na omo gye no enye fluke on say obi ho a wagye din kwa bokom kenken kwa bibia anim me pa twa man se de din no mo gye na se kire ho isan se omo ye bank bia wo no mo ye adwuma oh omo aye kotokra omo nso no bo mo ebetimi aboawo na bo mo enso ebetimi aboawo de hia da so ho na anytime bia wo sika no unsa etimi akandi afiri omo homo ba 40 years enso country omo ye adwuma pa ade ba ko a da bia me didi omo adanse ayo mo customer aye care so se de ombesi no a edi dwuma no e fe keke na etefo de etene se obetimi bia account ho savings current account susu account and a fixed deposit obetimi ebie bi awo ho na kire se onso etimi eno mo edi dwuma na de konti a mesiko bi account ho no me patro afi na me ba so enie the etene say oh pebesia and 10 within 24 hours no ma approve bibia enso e dia ma na afi onso etimi e dia du dwuma na dia mo besia je no enye den ene say omo interest rate no abo fam pa besia de da bia me tufo senye sika na akwaje na problem o but ensi ho no aye front no interest rate no ene na say anytime bia o ma no ye wasem hia eno so na man say de no awo from party kwaje besia eya befie me pacha o pension and o pay a pension loan sanso na ebia o ye salary worker so ho ye tua o kan bibi nti sika ne hyentam o kwa ye be ma salary advance na esa won so no watimi e de twitwa ho se sika ne sadia o pedi akoye bia amanse be ma bi na won so no watimi e de akoye wadwuma okọ anto akroma head office na ho na wo manso kwanta manso adubia okọ Roma Health Kumasi ya womo awo ho asem omo ho ahojo sansana sofuline santase akokere abekwai anyan kwanta ho nina ayade a omo awo ho 0242200013 Jumia Ghana app no be part of download bi awo phone so sisi na bibia pesa utobia. In fact, the underlying word is bibia pesa utobia. Bibia bi odumia bibia empabwa entire perfume mobile phone bibia opatobia no oko Jumia Ghana me pacho musabetimi akabi na onsono watimi ato f papa. In fact, Jumia app ne dia ukoso a wankasa timi sampa enema on quality awosoro and a prices ni so awo ho no awo fom pa onso apesa woton obetimi upload on yama ni na ho na atofo so no etimi ababetobi se de 16 regions ni na ye delivery and ntino eno an say obe download app no awo ofo no enso me say ye frɛ no Jumia Ghana enti ahonsam no eno no Camel natural selection charger eye job bi American for ediama na ye de free Europe abrochimem ene de bia ba be piem awo Ghana ha na semena we sham efre huru ena odi dware so a ema wonya won natural color so oye kokwa etoso oye tuntuma etoso ema won natural color skin no ankasa no etimi bright ema ne ye fe ema usi ba bia na obi aka krachi ababa wai se de jamianim o skin no enso etimi ayefe eno na me kan for Camel natural selection charger no at the amount eban in 6 flavors emu bia beto bia aye kama HM na a free eye ehuro na edeba Ghana no so no FD agya tum sampa Ghana ni bia o special jar e de adware a mano enye Camel natural selection no na onso etimi atobi 0243 744 855 eno so uwrem our cosmetic shop bia on sabetimi akabide mi di twato okra no na ya started transfer discussions no ediamamo eye Nana P phones and accessories ate for Nana P phones and accessories eye promotion na promotion no erania kopem se o man kasa be kasa afedi o ma bre na omonso etimi eda promotion be na me kan want me first off me pamcho Nana P phones and accessories omoto mobile phone into phone na ekuta na asaya me pacho koto phone bi on phone bia opedi ekuta bia okwa sabetimi akabi ahotitiru eye Samsung nom okwa bebre awo ha fofofo otona problem bia ba ho anso a omohwe na solve problem no enso etimi ediama na anim se ya santemantem ha yenko an ye ton phones a obeto na osika enso a yama utua half ni ado Ghana card dia ka no ni spread am 3 months to 12 months fa phone ko phone de be ko fie na dia ka no botutu an kakra Eba no home appliances are TV, fridge, air condition, kettle, microwave, and then yama issue of any and also a idea amo etobina promotion omo ye and say me pacho oto idea ni acho de fufro enti for example if you out of flat screen TV ugina ho na ni acho kettle se ukofia wo ya bai na se wonso etimi dia no nsu na odi adware umpewe na apedien or kodo den awo yen showroom bia na se yen store bia unim awa santimantem na se Ghana ha okokuma se aduma Kesman opposite one acid house yo ho ana obiba JK building opposite Prudential Bank also omo ho ana adum kro ho na no bisasa opepz nana kwesi agema building ma honso e ade a omo wankran de e Madina Zongo Junction ana tamale e Abuabo station me patro number no e 0533093422 ano e number obetimi afre na one na P phones and accessories and so any a young commando pay amani afufo pina aso ya sena insure passports Monday edition yetin konyamna e de emamo Joshua Holutu. Good morning.
Good morning, Rich.
Josh, be very fine.
Nyamiadom Rich, Biawako, Yasa baby.
Hey, you are back. Nah, she said them say transfers na.
Yes.
Also the transfer hub.
Yeah.
And it be about transfer no. On sabit me and so aka.
Yeah.
Ewo this weekend. Transfer bena oti home pupo ya. A shock you kakas eh there. I never expected. Say BBC bit me CIC.
Yeah, Rich. Before I go there, Maminchia Miankasa me yonkuna na machi number 1.
Okay.
On the style me no pay.
Oh nice.
Yeah. Na
Nice
machi.
shirt.
Yeah. And na me ni dim ko na say, "Oh, we say power sports." Yeah, there. Or person style me no pay.
Wow.
And no man Mr. Shirt to say, me fan kotina power
You
sports.
need to be a friend of schools. So Osha shirt in any far. Bozo afro chairman. Nede Osha to idea ngu ani o. Osha to idea.
I say ngu ani.
Correct. Ngu ani ba.
Power.
Na se shirt in efe. Shirt in there ngu ani. Nice.
Na machi number 1. Shana no pay. Yeah. Rich, I think this transfer window is proving one thing, if for nothing at all. And what is proving, and say misika men ko ban we player bia say no there be. Don't even attempt, because all you 50 million in this window.
Is it come here say 50 in there? Em say aye players na bi ofra academy na eba.
Academy impo.
And then be your
under 18 for that amount.
Because who play about Premier League near there? And who cross 70,
85. Obi already 28 years cry. You have 80 million pounds for those players. And with the conversation of a Premier League, no, and from that perspective, no, Rich, I know that you remember in 2009-2010 season, the British record fee transfer at that time was Fernando Torres not offer Liverpool to go and play for Chelsea. That is just barely about 20 years ago. The record fee in the British transfer records was Fernando Torres, 50 million pounds. Fast forward to now, Rich, what we are hearing in the news, what we are hearing from the reports, what we are hearing in the media, and what Europe are is very, 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 very expensive in terms of the market prices of players. No? Now, during this weekend, Nankasano, there were so many of the stories. But I think the Edima Kotnepa Yon Dioman the deal from RB Leipzig to Real Madrid. And as it stands now, the controversy behind the whole deal is not even about the player in question or Rich. It is about the report on the transfer fee for the player. In Tisosha, at this point in the transfer market or in this transfer window, the biggest news of the transfers, no, so it is coming from Fabrizio Romano. And this has been the case for some years now. And Fabrizio Romano, he has built a credible brand. Italy Abonte, so Yebisa no questions about how he was able to successfully build that career, or can ask him say he just normally goes to sit in a cafe or a bar, have conversations with the agents, and then he will break the news. Until most of his storytelling and most of the way he presents the breaking news is based on sensationalism. He gets the news, he breaks it. But this particular window, we have also seen the rise of David Ornstein, British journalist.
David Ornstein.
Yeah, very, very solid guy. Athletic. Now, the controversy behind this whole Young Diomande deal is here, and they say Young Diomande was quoted to cost 100 million euros by RB Leipzig, and PSG also met that asking price. About World Cup, no, about 100 million euros was the tag on Young Diomande. Okay, into Afe, Real Madrid for at this point decided that okay, if we are going into the market for this player, we want him, we will also match that 100 million euros that is being asked for by RB Leipzig. One of the things I was saying, Chito say, Young Diomande does not have a release clause on his contract. Into the assistants, RB Leipzig are trying to quote a price that Omwan Kasa will say a fit for the player, and that is what they are quoting for him. But we can remember Masimbi, and this was based on reports. Say, RB Leipzig spotted that during the campaign, na Florentino Perez to be elected as president, he said, say, there was going to be 150 million euro signing. One kasa or pay Young Diomande for 150 million. One kasa. He said there will be 150 million euro signing when he becomes the president. That was one. So there was also the speculation in the media say Michael Olise could be that person, but it wasn't confirmed. It's the RB Leipzig for say, if you have made that promise and you have got 100 million euros, which we have rejected, then maybe you need to go and improve your bid. Let it be closer to the 150 million that you spoke about. But the controversy between Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein is here, and he say when the news broke out, Fabrizio Romano to about said there has been agreement between the clubs for Young Diomande for 100 million euros. No, RB Leipzig have not confirmed that the 100 million euros is what has been agreed. That's number one. Number two, David Ornstein has also reported something different. David Ornstein say it could be that the 100 million euros is the fixed transfer fee, but there will be add-ons that could total about 20 million. It will average about 120 million for the player, but Enompuno and Shah RB Leipzig will reject it. That is what David Ornstein reported. It's when you compare the two, it is not the same. Now, I'm for crying, but Fabrizio Romano, we trust you that so breaking news, so breaking story. You have all the figures, you have all the you have everything at your fingertips, and you are saying it as it is. But breaking the story, or say the deal is well over 100 million euros. He didn't make it specific. It's the asset now. We are hanging. We don't know the total amount. RB Leipzig for a quote for a player Young Diomande, and I would not be shocked if it comes out say they would announce the signing as an undisclosed fee, because assistance there has not been any formal statement of quote in terms of figures saying a Young Diomande deal, no, and that is very interesting because Rich, look at the player in question, 19-year-old. The weight of a Real Madrid jersey, no say Oba Real Madrid, not Obesha Real Madrid jersey now. The kind of expectation that will be demanded from him. And I watched the player at the World Cup. And one of the things I said about his performance, and he said, give this guy 3 or 4 years, he will get there, but he's not there yet. As at what Real Madrid really want to do with the player, I cannot tell, because Ubisa Jose Mourinho, he said he needs players, and in fact, only players of his type on Kope. On the wing, very pacey. About to see a bobo on his wing, so he can run, collect the ball, or bit kakra. You cross into the box, and then Abia killing Mbappe, they will finish it off. But 120 million and above, and I think it is one strategy of RB Leipzig. Only a very stubborn, negotiation wise.
German teams need
They are very, 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 very stubborn.
The German team, they are very stubborn. There's no form player simple.
Look at.
But I think Ebia, Jose Mourinho and then Real Madrid era brand in age.
Okay.
19 years. So now no more years ahead of him. And like you said, very pacey, very powerful winger, which but the only thing I'm in on here, as is over game now,
indecisiveness or indecision.
Or sir, I command Dean
kind of behavior. Yes, and that is attributed to the young players of Moba.
Apart from that, I think he's a fine player.
Yeah,
and Mourinho knows one now. So Mourinho players now.
Of course, the kind of respect that you will give to him.
Yeah, players.
Yeah,
players are chance or park and so on.
Yeah,
I think Ebia one of those
circumstances
or reason tia.
Yeah,
Emma Real Madrid need Jose Mourinho na yapeno. Anya sir, I think the Diomande guy 100 million
for this is overboard. And it tells you how the market has
too exorbitant.
Yeah, the market has blown overboard. And I was asking myself over the weekend to say, does it mean that when you are bringing in a player of his caliber, it could be a signal for the exit of Vinicius Jr. Now, Vinicius Jr. You see, it would be very simplistic to say the fact say Yon Diomande a free RB Leipzig Real Madrid no should mean that Vinicius Jr. must exit or will exit. So over the weekend, it was reported in the English media say Arsenal are ready to give Vinicius Jr. £400,000 a week to bring him in from Real Madrid. There was no agreement of office. It is not true. Arsenal didn't agree any personal terms with Vinicius Jr. It was the media that was speculating, say, whatever be the case, if Vinicius Jr. Beba Arsenal poor, it means that he would have to have an increased wage structure as compared to the Real Madrid CCR. Now that £400,000 a week, no, Rich, it will average close to about £20.8 million for the player, and that's annually for the player per year for Vinicius Jr. And Ocean year, that is the gross salary. Into net, no, you'll be taking home at least £11 million from Arsenal, because Oko Britain Swa, every player pays at least about 46% of the gross salary as tax. So, in Tiafon, they say Vinicius Jr. Obenya $11 million, £11 million as any net salary for Arsenal. At this point, no, the contract now or Real Madrid, no, I can't 1 year pay. Now, in the contract extension negotiations, no, his agents are asking for nothing less than 30 million euros for the player annually, netto, annual net salary for the player. And on the akasakasa about Real Madrid for Mrs. Because Jose Mourinho himself agrees, say he does not want Vinicius Jr. to leave. Because if you have a player of Vinicius Jr. with his experience, and in the Real Madrid over the period, he is considered as one of their most important players. Now, so Jose Mourinho, what Real Madrid, you'd want to keep that star player and also build a team around him. Young man, he can be able to get that kind of experience and that lesson from Vinicius Jr. But as at now, that 30 million is what is the stumbling block between Vinicius Jr. and Real Madrid. No, because Real Madrid do not want to spend all that money in terms of salary on the player. No.
Okay.
But it looks like they would have to spend that money. Rich.
Now, you know, no one can be free Madrid.
No, you see, Anopeya Ebabonti say he does not want to leave. He does not want to leave and go to Arsenal. Onyaya Kobet na Real Madrid. But it means that contract that he needs to sign, he needs to make sure that Obeba middle ground with Real Madrid phone. Because as at now, Nkofo Mujisi Kapan or Real Madrid killing Mbappe, Jude Bellingham so kahun. So he also wants to make a case for himself. So of course, I have also been a very good member of the team, and I have done well. If you want to sign a new contract with me, at least I need to be getting to that point.
You so Arsenal.
He's not using Arsenal.
Okay.
But contract negotiations in Tiabane Sana, I was saying Real Madrid for it's Nasi because there's a standoff. And I can assume, say, by the time this window will end, if indeed say Jose Mourinho considers Vinicius Junior as an integral member of his project, they will have to try and sign that contract. Because yes, I don't think Vinicius Junior will leave. But if there's a standoff, it means that the last 12 months are a kind of contract. I want a contract, no. He may not, in terms of the future, no. Real Madrid may have it very difficult. Maybe his contract will run over and then he will leave as a free agent. And I don't think Real Madrid will want that to happen. I think in the coming days, no, we will see what will happen over there. Finally, Mamindi Alex Scott, whom Komokakra. And Rich, I think you are surprised about why Bournemouth, they don't want to agree to anything less than 70-75 million for Alex Scott.
Oh, is it the players he told you?
But do you know why? Oh, you say Bournemouth, no. When you look at the setup of their team and how they have built it over the years now, Andoni Iraola played a very, very crucial role in the development of the players. Until players be to say Alex Scott say, right? James Hill woho. Ushe players be to say Dominic Solanke no oboho free hoko or Tottenham Hotspur. Look at players like Antoine Semenyo. When you look at their trajectory over the period, no, they have cashed out. And it's because of the model that they are using. Ushe players in development within the period that Andoni Iraola is coach now. There has been a certain peak according to their growth. And that is how the season ending now. Team now person before player now. They want to price the player at a certain amount. Alex Scott, in terms of technical ability and even ground duel rate, his ground duel rate has increased from 47% to over 56% in just one season. Ground duels, the same as aerial duels, from 44% to 54%. When you compare the statistics of the player, even though he's not a physically dominant guy, able to say Bruno G, no, but the kind of influence he has in the middle of the pitch for a year, Bournemouth, no, that is what is giving him the advantage in terms of the market value. And what me bought so many various positions in the middle channel, right channel, left channel, or ball wings, so you can see that it's about the versatility of the player. And Usha's versatility now, that is one of the things that Xabi Alonso wants to fix with the Chelsea team. No? But at this point, he will have to contend with teams like Manchester United, who also want the player. Until now, it has turned into a bidding war. Who will be willing to pay that 75 million, 76, 77 million for Alex Scott? Because 64 million Ankasano, Bournemouth have rejected it.
All right.
So these are interesting times in the window. Meaning, say as the days go ahead, and then we'll make some progress over there.
All right, insurance 4.5 yen to Medina. So, Emma Monia Joshua Lutu, Edna Mate Nenkano Bismarck, who's been Paella. And so, Ebeto so the Amaba before no, Yenni Apomedion Komoka Krabi, na Ivia into Uncommon so, Emma Mo Yannick Ventures. Adu papa and ben for na edin come open. Good morning.
Morning, Rich.
Pacho na what to say?
Boko pa na so e.
Nyame adom ye. Pacho me ne mahefo ene yetiefo nyina no currency for Pacho yetimo.
Rich medase ewa akonya kese a ode ema me. Na me de encha pese so free currency aso ye ema ahwefo ene etiefo nyina. Ebe mi wura ha na metena sese ya no hu se currency ye nupa e wodwa so a ye fe no Zahara Mixture, and then a topaya friend of Zahara G capsules, Hindi Herbal Mixture, and then Zahara Man capsules. You know you mun come, and you mun church money at the besum anopay. Not for you come as I say, ya the dry friend of Zahara Mixture, and then the topaya don't know my friend of Zahara G capsules, and the decay assassin our young come to train you. Say draw away me and a year draw, or bar and the bema etmenum. Na uya bema na utie me na ne infections pa hawadwen bema bi wo ho amete wa fa infections afa innam yare bi tse gonorrhea aya na impempi no ofasa ya lewe ya enam se atana no so akyani nte no etimi ma ne bema na efon bema bi so ho a enam se yare no atana no so akyani nte no aya na ojonso a obon se enso man enso fitaa bi na efiri ne bema eba bema bi so ho a etimi ma ensansan ene ekrokro a ensem fata
ɛbɛtotɔ ne bɛrima no ho bɛrima bi so wɔ hɔ a ayɛ na mpɛmpii no wobɔn sɛ ɔdwonso a na ɔkyem ansa na dwonso no atim aba ɔwɔ abɔ sɛ dwonso so ɛka ne ntɛntɛm bɛrima mesrɛw mɛntrɛ amiɛmfa worɔba ɛnto bɛrima mu na nnɛ adura aba ɛbɛboa wo ɛbɛyi wɔ firi saa wɔ highway nyinaa mu ɛne Zahara mixture ɛne Zahara G capsules sɛ woyɛ ɔbaa na wotie me na 5 years ni wontumi emu nsa ɔbaa bi wɔ hɔ a 2 years ni onya ne menses da ɔbaa bi so wɔ hɔ a onya ne menses na pains pa no na mu sɛ woyɛ ɔbaa so na wɔ hɔ na wopɛ sɛ wofa afura ɔbaa me se waduro ɛne Zahara mixture ɛne Zahara G capsules sɛ woyɛ ɔbaa so na wɔ hɔ na white ɛha wadwen ɔbaa bi wɔ hɔ a ɔde poa no me se ɛne na betena wako for so many years ohun sisan bia enam say white na atan so akyɛ ne nti no sabi amana himfie hɔ na bie kakra sɛ woyɛ ɔba na wote sa me say adura aba ɛbɛboa wo ensuo bi na egugu apampan wo mu no ɛbɛyi ne nyina ɛde afiri hɔ na saa ma wa himfie hɔ no akye sɛ de bɛya nanaba ofrɛ na ɛbɛsa afa ti sɛ woyɛ ɔba na utiemi akɔdra store sisi a pharmacy shop bi abɛn wo herbal shop bi abɛn wo wosi wo pedro na ye frɛ no Zahara mixture ɛne ne G capsules na ye de no maduro no ɛno ne adura onoma ɛbɛboa wo ye aduro ɛsɛ ye adura ɛboa ɔbaa bi a nnam yare ɛhanadwen ɔbaa bi wɔ hɔ a wafa nnam yare bi tse gonorrhea syphilis impempi no aya na ɛba ne saa etimi ma ensansan bi etimi ɛbɛgu na himfie hɔ prekese ɔbaa bi so wɔ hɔ a etimi egya no dwonso ya yawo ɔbaa bi so wɔ hɔ a etimi egya ne sisi yale sɛ woyɛ ɔbaa na wote saa Zahara mixture ɛne Zahara G capsules no yɛde aduro no abasa ɛmbɛboa wo sɛ woyɛ ɔbaa so na wɔ hɔ na woni atenka ɔbaa bi wɔ hɔ a ɛno ane so ɔda wo sɛ yaa sɛ woyɛ ɔbaa na wote saa Zahara mixture ɛne Zahara G capsules aduro no yɛde abasa ɛmbɛboa wo ɛno ne adura ɛbɛboa wo na yɛnduro ɛyɛ nnuro wɔn waso ɔdɔfoɔ nubra ahodoɔ ane yakeka bom atwitwi ma hoɔden no ɛde ayɛ sɛ wowɔ hɔ na de bia wayɛ no fo yalia nketenkete ɛha wadwen wowɔ weak immune system wonante kakra bia na ɔte so te bia wo nkoa yalia bia ba nkoa ɛbɛkraw ɛwa nketenkete ɔdɔfoɔ wabɔ 10 years no oda ho ɛbɔwa te bia wo nkoa infections ɛtɔ so te bia wayɛ mmerɛ ɔdɔfoɔ mesi Zahara mixture ɛne Zahara G capsules no pɛbi sisi ya ɛnu ne adura onoma ɛbɛboa ɛboost asa strength immune system no yɛduro ɛsɛ yɛdura ɛboa dɔfo bia ɔsa pa ɛhanadwen ɔdɔfo bi wɔ hɔ ɔsa no ɛne na betena mesi aduane ɛntɔn ne yema na ɔte so na ohuna mane the moment obedi di pɛ na ne mfe na chin kasai ubonse ne boa no nyina ɛhyehyɛ no ɔdɔfo wo ɔsa na atra so for so many years no Zahara mixture ɛne Zahara G capsules aduro no yɛde abasa ɛmbɛboa wo Kodra store pharmacy shop herbal shop bi abɛn wo wosi wo pedro na yɛ frɛ no Zahara mixture ɛne ne capsules yɛ frɛ no Zahara G capsules ɔdɔfo gye number si ebia na bibi ɛkyerɛ wadwere so anaasɛ ohia kyerɛkyerɛ mu bi 0246 34 83 34 0246 34 83 34 0248 56 93 35 0248 56 93 35 ɔdɔfo yɛ kɔmɔtwetwe na duro yɛ duro a yɛfrɛ no hindi herbal mixture so na sɛ do hindi herbal mixture ɛyɛ duro a yɛde abasa ɛmbɔdofo bia ɛtridi malaria ɛkyɛte no sɛ wɔ hɔ na de bia wo nko a wɔnum ayɛ nwonwono ɛba ne sɛ mo so sɔre anopa na upadua no ayɛ memmerɛ na sɛ gyan ahohyeɛ wobɔ sɛ waapɔ so nyina ɛyɛ wo ya wo kuhwɛ wo nipadua mo sɛ unia honkampo a wode kɔ adwuma adɔfo mesi wo hia aduro na yɛfrɛ no hindi herbal mixture no ɛno ne adura oba no ma ɛbɛboa o typhoid fever na ɛtew so no wako ayɛ kran kɔtew so no adɔfo fa aduro na yɛfrɛ no hindi herbal mixture no ɛno ne adura ono ma ɛbɛboa o mojamuso na ada no dadwe no adɔfo Kodra store pharmacy shop herbal shop bi abɛn o wosi wo pedro na your friend no hindi haba mixture esikyere yale na etete wa adano ayamhyehye na da bia obecheke na kwa na ekoso no odofo fa hindi haba mixture na eye waduro odofo bi so wo ha oye adwumaden ogina ntenten eche oye adwumo eja ho eba ne sa bo se de bia na pomuden atosin na pomuden ewo fom odofo wo hia aduro na your friend no hindi haba mixture no enu ni aduro na wonom a ebe boa nipaduan akenya wo da bia meka mentina ho enya mobo mentina ho emma yare no enya kese ansa no woto na mo ape hindi haba mixture echira kwan kwadra store sisi a pharmacy shop herbal shop bia ben wo se wo pedro na your friend no hindi haba mixture no enu ni adura onoma jalie bia etete wo no aduro no ebe yi ni nyina e de free ho odafo yebekọ ye memedro no so your friend no Zahara man capsules say dro ayadura yede abase yede beboa bema bia say wo ba so atemiye say wo ye bema na wo ho na wo ye mere na wo weak erection bema bi wo ho amese osuma ne say onfa ka no emfiri kumase enkonkran a oduru adjuso na no wakakwan say wo ye bema na wo tesa na untimi entoa so bema mesrew wadro aye Zahara man capsules enu ni adura weak erection na etete no sabi obema ni sema na adwodo no Zahara man capsules enu ni adura bema onoma ebeboa wo bema bi so ho a premature ejaculation ene na betena bema mesi wadro ene Zahara man capsules bema bi so ho a mesi sisi yale panchencheleche hana drebema mesi wadro aye bakope Zahara man capsules bema bi so ho a na nkomwa no aye mere bema edura ene aba ebeboa wo Quadra store pharmacy shop herbal shop bia bon bia bema ye to aduro bia wo se wo pedro na ye fe no Zahara man capsules no enu ni adura onoma mere ye bia waye ye twetwew ede hu fe no aduro no ebehini nyina e de free ho odafo saje na mbasibiem 0246 34 83 34 0246 34 83 34 0248 56 93 35 0248 56 93 35 other for me no bury no yendo Zahara mixture eni ni G capsules a oto a wodi Zahara mixture no be yensuo amene Zahara G capsules na ebebo boost immune system no asetu infections bia se bitse gonorrhea syphilis eni hindi herbal mixture ebo dofo bia malaria fever typhoid fever high blood pressure any diabetes any na betena any Zahara man capsules a ebo bema bia mese waye mra emma egene title atwetwe no efe no 1 minute bema other for pay no bia ukọ Ghana ha efe bia eton aduro say your drugstore pharmacy shop herbal shop bia eton aduro bia benya bia to no other for me say obo say onum aduro na nyamedi mu ntino obeya danse no aka say characteristic aduro no eye papa but that's a rich
edamase characteristic for nyame shomo pa na teacher Omado na ya to ni din Zahara man de mze be me bia kotobi na no because na nzema ne complain dodo say mema no muno mu du dem a ya na momode mo no fom timisamo be me bia wuti adwuma de bia duro no eye Zahara man kotobi na enonum na bibia no enye kama emfa emawo yentu ayen discussions so emfa mamon with transfers no na ye bia yemrefie na Ghana Premier League nso nyame adoma 2026-27 season no and so enche na ehase na clubs no ma shase na no de be catch them Asante Kotoko start on pre-season half of folk na no start on de so shase a omo ekika omo ani na na discussions e be ye ewo ye dwumadie yi asonti yento so emfa emam Bismarck owusu bempa ayala. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
What you saying?
Oh, Madam, baby, I am fine.
I say, means you were transfers.
Mr. Sena, one Gabi can transfers any players ball. Na will make you reference to Wenger.
Yamete officer and I am Mr. No mystery because when him there me give you up say I was say me shall see give the reality say football transfer no I change it forever and that a boy ankasa editor player no o de be compared Caneno now we deep analysis whether player need deserve it undeserve it undrew her those arguments ebeye boni beka say ebeye belated emame da I think it was in 2017 that's sorry all the international sports tabloids from Sky, L'Equipe, TNT, almost all of them BBC, Munina reported say in 2017, Arsenal under Arsene Wenger prepare a bid of £125 million. And the cover player by Kylian Mbappe from AS Monaco. Mr. Rapa Musa Wenger. Wenger na ankasam
300.
And I say, wow. That is the day. In all reality, me who said no. Yinjai player be boy din, player be and I own desert. No. Because even the pioneer of that discussion, Obiana on record, are you worried about a boy and need 2 players? No. And I'm talking about 2017. Oh, Wenger paid more than 100 million for Kylian Mbappe at Monaco. No Mbappe at Monaco. I want to give you up. Then fast forward, Obi say club mo. Look at Sika club de Koto, Alisson Beckham. And my mom say no, in some community. Then Pep came in with a perfect analysis on players no more price. Tamano Otto John Stones money adi anko for say omo boy din. Pep say wonim. Ebebo will be say we will forget about player bebo. Na yenin komo about price no on the ends justifying the means. Enti se me koto player A eba me club mo. No matter ebo me di beto player no, hold on to your analysis of whether o deserve it or undeserve no, hold on. Ebra player ni ba be ma me no. Now we determine whether we did a good business or not. And since the Pep can say something, because Rich, there are some players here. Omobano, ubeye be about omo price. Omo timbo one game we be say game we are brand tia boy and they are wateneka. Yenti bi da. Yati bebre. Players be to be one Obiasi player the boy ya one way the Atenica. That is output to the price. And you play baby, you may disagree with your boy the Kotomo. But Rich be what you say after years our club hono. Any ball club hono. Ubet make say on Tenica. Look at the price team with Man City and the Koto Erling Haaland. What Tenica na so on te. But only boy ding. Only boy ding bang. Man City etiska abodi na Koto Bernardo Silva. And nobody what Tenica na so on. What Tenica? For me, my changing my stance based on these stories here, way to now the stance of Yekoto player we are Rich. I don't look at the price anymore.
But
because the price is determined by the demand and supply. And Kofobe Peno player no or a young potential obetime a lot of years or resale value. Yeah, packaging ye. ni agent ye hwan a club be kra na eto no. All those things come into bear. Now the also go for some komo ya be ya ga say nya we dey trouble da ya do do ma u fetch no abedu Ivory Coast on kwa say say wo no Abidjan Abranti afani yandi on Monday na maminka story bin show uko Red Bull for mo franchise now omo share RB Leipzig so no omo sporting director no ye friend Michel Schaifer. Last year, yeah, Rich. Summer transfer, be say, and a year interview, and the interview was published by the Bild. And a move beside say, Leipzig, yes, a player B, I was Spanish La Liga nim Leganis. Your friend Yando on Monday. Muba to an someone talk because I think some call or more bomb with Jinamabo. Rich, what else want me share can or say? For some few months, Anna Abrantieno, ne wasam abeto Red Bull franchise, almost scouting data nimu. Na Abrantieno ne scouting data nebe tom no. Obia oye scout ma Red Bull for ni biya no. Adansi a old ni se wakari ye good. Na omuko Leganis for no hono. Enye a matter of negotiation o. The Leganis Panama Matias say nim in the Spanish La Liga no. Ne buyout clause. I want to contract him. I 20 million. And they don't need to go and negotiate with Leganis. It is either you go and buy him out of the release clause, and I say class of from almost one line or more per brand and atono. And to them they have to pay. There is no room for negotiation. Ni release clause in here, come and trigger and take the guy. Say opener. Say umpa, there are other clause of mupe. Musubet I already saw beto. Jano mumunto. Enti Michel Schaifer on that day in an interview, I say, I'll be Leipzig for any day. The woman who about Abrantia, any do almost scouting team ne can ever Abrantia no no. Omko Enti Rich. Me who yanam say for Red Bull for the way we see Nimbo, and the way they are running or move football operations, for Michel to say that about a player, yeah, African, 18-year-old them, then the guy must be special, and I'm gaining interest in him. And many nama trying to find out who he is, and I'm realizing, say waffle zombie, yeah, and Maso Kredu Kra any Nigeria wo matchi. Abrantie na ba bebo wafu zombie and 17 bi am Ivory Coast. Enche bia. I'm so okay. So I saw his videos be.
So wafu zombie ya born Cape Coast, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Cape Coast.
He played very, very well. Ni nine say Usman Dembele de ni bi bankum ni ye adwuma, ni fa ni ye adwuma. Or ye trick you bit to tune or shot or placement or football intelligence or presence or attitude the ball. Bibi just a power with my star. And see, me crying kakana me share videos no na say this guy I now understand why this Red Bull for the say obetimi aye adwuma. So Rich omukutua 20 million. I'm fan. Then I realize, say, Monday, 15 years back, and we do Abidjan. And a boom, or call Diet Mail Express, or Florida. There's a academy be into the Florida Football Academy. 15 years old, and almost ever fan of koi. Now, Oko Academy wa. Omo another affiliated club omo friend Frenzy semi-pro omo bo America omo semi-pro league nim enti Okobo Academy ni kakana no omo ma sa club no and Okobo J championship bo ba enye pro league na obo e semi-pro enti Okobo sa semi-pro ni bi ene namu a na Rich according to abrantia no amu kutaro no omo say tamo no obo semi pro no omo giri say abrantia no nimbo but MLS club bi amba obi ampo so ye hu nimpo he's not answer on certain chire say or the potential to be huge sir it will be amba nchen rich and a Leganese for the buyer through one of our scouts say Charlie me who I vote be or boss semi pro America he is very very good young kotonombra and Mokofano in 2024 Omadene Bayern he was not even good enough for Leganese senior team no and Omadene call reserve team and the reserve team no ebo secunda 2 and a main team no satam no na Leganese ewo La Liga ni rich but abrantia no call reserve team no they now oye ho no say cry you man opportunity no mbebo and to Kaya Saturday there was one guy on our show who was referring to match bi obeboy against Real Madrid na the man the giri say sisi Leganese form or okoye post match interview bi ko kan say bi tia Real Madrid that was those moments no akwaketwa ya promoting from Leganese reserve team to the first team rich now ko Real Madrid now onya akodo to say ya wie mama nkofo no that is the kind of football attitude that abrantia ne wo and Michel Schaff for more than 20 million ebe fan now rich you see say transfer be here it gives you perspective about football business and to be a one will be out okay na ye tie sports in ye serious anoma way to enrich your knowledge about football business no ni hu de wom now I will come to the Real Madrid bid no but say na be ya me remfi no rich Leganese Ayrton Yan Diomande Adiama RB Leipzig no they knew said they are selling a young guy nti omoji 20 ni wie rich
the shame
no mo say the shame say be jimo 20% onward transfer nti ene no matter the calculation RB Leipzig ebeye say omo de je Real Madrid no rich Leganese for na time chuku omo ni premier omo ni Spanish Liga ni mu bi mo but what time chuku say anye she kra no rich ombetimi anya cool 20 million for onward transfer from your Monday now rich uni masam wonwa time your Monday 2024 na answer na oko Leganese no because he was doing well in the US obeje di say doing breaks omode ne call trials e was Scottish Premier League nim okobo trial Rangers amfa no obebo trial e wo English Premier League ni bi sanka omu youth team ni bi mfa no obi amfa no you see sometimes sa no more na de bia na me dey encourage the youth that listen to sports rich
don't give up
so obi so hu now and just say bibia no hu o ya de bi say emfa unti ase ebia o part no eni ko say ekọ ha but uye ni penti you are too worried say ka pass na me po imagine a young Ivorian when your opportunity to go and do trials I was Scotland in England come ka say na kamepe rich o man feeling po
yeah the story of Eze
you get it
Arsenal for ya na tiji no
so you know masa ko be ya
Arsenal kwa ba sa be fani bi
oh no nti for even me agent okuta ni sisi say when he was recommended also there were levels in the agency abente bu awtimus onim or talent marriage to say ana mimi as agent me munye du ni ntina ebia me ntimi nya deal man nti me recommend na ma agent omumu adu ometie omo the network no rich or recommend ni come better agents say oh abente no mu hu ni yie now fast forward wakodru RB Leipzig rich okwa no kra no say oko start RB Leipzig kan sa no nkofo gina dio unim Leipzig for the turn na during the preseason and omoko 5 days summer training I was Switzerland rich e ho na news by say basa the omone na yakwakoto no yenye belanchi Bundesliga ni mu a obi abeti abrante 5 days and okodi was summer training obai no obi e kana asem say ye only share abrante we say kim Obia betinenka. Now, one thing I love about the Germans, Rich, they don't rush players. Because a business be until they know how to do it. It is almost got to a neighbor team anymore. Even though they know something on Nimbo Pan, almost Rasom home born in Tentama, Sir Ankoyana at so many so there be. They know the right time or some more born. It would have passed the Monday last season. Our IB Leipzig. Never time almost answer or more introducing. Anytime or hitting up Bundesliga him. Rich. Omodia Branton, I remember it was the first game against Augsburg. Obaya no share 1 goal or man 2 assists. Sad game no. Leipzig share Augsburg 6-0. The following week he played against Stuttgart or the man of the match. Then the match man for 14 in the Bundesliga him was the game against Hoffenheim. About hat-trick. Say who will be your follower of Bundesliga or Rich? The biggest sports newspaper ever Germany ever built. So many games here in the Bundesliga now on my player rating. After IB Leipzig in Hoffenheim now, the man the ball hat-trick you know. I'm Friday you see amount perfect rating now. They say amount note 1. My Brenton note 1 say game winner. He was 10/10. I want to be answer. The guy has arrived. He came with Ivory Coast for the AFCON, and now Paris Saint-Germain say, "Yeah, Pa Brenton." Now, Rich, young can create a room. According to the Athletic, almost omoni Paris Saint-Germain paying for omon person mudo mudi beto omon din komo no. The enti oman san Brenton was that 1 Sikana na Leipzig for some beje no na no boy omodin. 2 salary na the oman de so ni agent no e propose say omunti amano no. Na omugiri say the boy din dodo. Eno na mo twi omo ho free mu. But enei Real Madrid declined a bid of 100 million. Ekoe Omar reject it. Why would they do that? Rich, Obi will follow in sharp passports bia. Sadi when your first time America. Dortmund, Leipzig, Bundesliga clubs. Rich, they've done this business way years. And to him, they know how to pick a crowd or a talented. Na omo man a platform ne value ne hype. Say edu so mo to akra na. Rich, upa tumuda. They will sell the player at the pace, the price, and everything omo pay. And yes sir, Leipzig for yai. And omo ton just cover the Emma Man City defender.
The most expensive defender.
90 million. Last season yai. Muko Benjamin says ko omo DJ say around 76. Omuka say also pay a Branton a boy near the bejo rich uko stroba from sabona no omo de ebejo into them. Real Madrid yes some sabe cobium this time around 100 fixed 20 add-ons. I believe the for some per 130. Omo nya hu sa wo bimbe no utwu muta omeje.
And Real Madrid so neba.
Cash home. Already young coupon. And the Omega scanner. Massama make a cattle. Me a Barcelona name. Barrage Obianim. So throughout the history of Real Madrid, they don't go down for long. And it's a Omoko for moi. They do everything to rise. And it's a Real Madrid. Real Madrid got 2 seasons on the trot. Trophyless are rich. You should expect Real Madrid Ebeke Kanoho. That is the reason why they've brought Jose. Omato Dan Fries. Omade Bernardo Silva. Omato Kukuera. Omato Ibrahima Konate. They say almost Omade Yando Omande Beka. So forget about Michael Olise Muniwa. Yadi Yomande Beba. Rich Omu here your man the business now. Anya Shekrano from close ones say they will attempt the Audrey Kuno Bessomoyeno. And omujidie nyina say aka wo do 1 year e won the contract so and enye pep biem ene e coach no nti e bia branch ne wo feel so they also me yema city bia maye ana me favorite coach mpo de me koye mpo na onim de wi am city no ni era ne koma me ni era ne mum nyina fade out na me ntimi nko ba bi nti they are looking at what do they what's up Bien na no aka say one day he want to return home to Madrid.
Okay.
And enya nwa say do about ATM no obetimi about Real Madrid because there are a lot of players are omotimi abobinti. Florentino Perez wants to bring Real Madrid back. And Sanoma we na obeyamo hu sampa. He is the El Presidente, Florentino Perez. Obianka said team na obi no wo all of a sudden come and win Bibia. But at least you will see, say, this is Real Madrid trying to come back to the top, and you are very, very happy, say, on my team and Rich. Mediami say, you look at the Omande history now, Rich. There's no strong ties to Ivory Coast Club Bianca by this time. On can move be seen.
On Zubinian Kakre,
I used to go more no hoya bina ebi on benya sa compensation training compensation but that is how the business is going, Rich.
Okay. Yabefie na ye de fisam no ato amuso ne ye House of Folk because omo NCC a ye kasa ide omo nam enso ho apaso a ina ne yakoni yakotwetwa bi enso awe na mobaka na no Friday and this same platform and ayala twi end na adwukosi so in fact me say na msesto na didi e wa around and ayala twi adwukosi so say sombaka ya ya ball last season league ni wie ya na House of Folk ene omuko didi dramani a party ways coach adwuma no so beda eye empan enche na Ghana Premier League no ye ba started 2026-27 eye season no ama teams no bia shase a oye ne pre-season na House of Folk there pre-season na amu announce even the head coach ko di team no ebe started pre-season na omo enso ntimi enya enti no na House of Folk fans no me worried say edi na obia bobo no na ase de yehu you left to your right na de na mpanimfo enso eye nano Saturday and the House mpanimfo say ampa supporters no yetemase because of say season no barber shas you say enye House of Folk yetimi enya a new head coach and into joining live on Facebook ye the coach you know and phone at their tour sounds na call YouTube at the same thing Obenya the new coach of Serbia has and no assigned 2-year contract and also holding a UEFA license out the bedi jumano at the ama a House of Folk nidi a nibosa a couple ono and na obedi jumano and so at the ama a House of Folk na opening some of the more question kakra Ghana Premier League no unimne bopa because waba be yeduma pen one me diema ye adwuma one yene ankasa be chemi United fo so aye adwuma na etama youth ono mo nso no aye adwuma enti the Ghana League the opening no onim na nusu pa onim ne bo enso eye na House of Folk wana no ye ba sidio amasan so confirm say Richard Kense olele ono say ono na oma pa no as the goalkeepers aye trainer and as a goalkeepers coach ono so no ebedi dwumadi no at the ama aye House of Folk gradually I'm say House of Folk technical team no and before and so everybody at the eba Jude Owusubafo good morning good morning good morning
good morning Rich
now I want to say
oh mini nyame adom now so
nyame adom me pa it was Friday now you're worried yes saying the House of Folk ban the coach is it the coach aba
no cray but when the crowd so be here Saturday no me dey kind break his story no okay. Of course then I'm from but me break his story no me say me break his story no be 1 hour later
and
officially yes me kind technical team set up or mobile be ni nyina na me yes say a free Saturday and kopim Tuesday amam phone sharing has been in the technical team intimate honestly mu be anywhere because names are Saturday no na my ball has say by Tuesday and we are Achapano was let me as a matter of fact say and when heading Sikano na Nhyira wabone homodia we issue check was almost clear exactly also almost clear intina no nia ade ababe impediment also almost clear sa debt no answer inti enyem but Rich ye be cost story no na no pensu ye be che atiefo nia do twedi ampoase da no director of sports ya ade bi ha na metona wo se agume o kan sempa about nipa ya o farmer kekrela mebo ha and odi afutu na ye pick a lot of lessons out of it Rich nipa wo nko awade nyina so onim saa ha de otie bia so da onyame ase e bia na obi situation no de toto de ho a o de ye so ade ase aha Richard ni the ani e hwe anim ne say e be wo say Heart of Folk enemy the coach ne the technical team e ade ba ko na ye hwe animu kane and ye hwe animu kane wi ansa na nkomo bia wo ho biom so ne asan adi meboa okay good and I say Heart of Folk aye obi akoma so ade de ama no including yen central for aye worried say ye perceive say has no progress entino aye good say any when naming the technical team to aye obi akoma so ade ama no but oye wie no ene e baba be di hu nkomo nso yie Rich the first thing I be sound couple
oye hwan baby sound who because say Heart of Folk kotoko efa culture definitely I am interested in me pa any other team efa except Abia Mediema with the level no any other team fa na interested in said any host West area because obi expect much from the other clubs except our big boys into your fan the culture near tuyebo near say analysis of Nipani CV near share the aims and ambition of the club. Said CV na nipa no edeba no etimi match up to those standards. Ya hwesa na mani na. Now Rich, first of all say offer kapwa and no clear advantage ba ko ne say onim Ghana Premier League no. E advantage ba ko. Tema youth de na enye Premier League club. Pachotie. Na enye Premier League club no kokofa omo. That was a period that Tema youth 2020 2021. No mo person yes, anom person cyber back into the Premier League. NT and on the Division 1 in Como. Now, more fat team like Bechem United, or family dear man, obey Premier League in Como. And a dynamic catcher was idea about very keen, they say. Because of the timing, yes, Seliga says September 4th. Yeah. Clubs do one shall see a year recruitment. It is all quack of faculty, no and quack of faculty, or you're conversant with the system. Obe bre. Because signings na man for yedada. Race one. And to the panisai ba no nim system no more or at a huge disadvantage because you have rich. The disadvantage when they say one says a coach no or ba behind you too. Players also no mu adwuma any or more muntimi any or mu nya adwuma. Oba saade en hu adwuma. Ansa na waba signings so. And disadvantage are usually ane wo me say ujai e de ama nkrofo bi say scouting team a ebi on mo Ghana had no creba ko rich me no name interest ne doso meboa we makoda
2-3 seasons ago has ye
me nipa bi player no me enkofa no mra
mo enso e bia na on merit 2-3 seasons ago has ye ba ko bi sort top journalist ote ono na ye recruitment dem mo but the wie no e kire nsem bebree enti enim sa de no nti sa na coach no normally o you be onim system no onim players na e ma ne mre onim de abo asamo obuadu ma ne be successful Heart of Folk buadu e ba Heart of Folk no because of the experience or Ghana Premier League no rich anya den pato so te ase nti o kase me pe Ibrahim Salifu a o kase me pe Caleb Mankwa a players onim o dada enya de foforo and team bia nso no nim team bia de ewom ahoɔden any baby any weakness so rich couple at Mediema the last Ghanaian job oye ansa no de adwuma no 2023-2024 at Mediema the first season also on Nhyira Augustine Adote at a point of coach team or a technical director and a little bit coach team no mobile African na later no say Adote as a quite technical director na couple it take over as a head coach the first season but you say in city here or the Mediema onya 8 wins onya 5 draws and onya 8 defeats and or they almost finish 8th so it's any pa yes and within that period
watch 8 am here say 8 at yawo
and our board drawn so 5
no place you say
8th no asaba or saying 6 wins before all corner onya 6 wins subsequently the following season no 3 draws 4 losses net team made a 5th ja hokoi dear ama me this idea we eba ehu hia ne se rich se ofa papa ne Sylvia na uhwemu yi critically a di obehu ne se club aga na hanom no e wo sra okochi e ye mediema pacho so what the point na say and ono mu ka se u scrutinize ni CV bebre kwa na di obehu ne se at a point wo Croatia Serbia why university technical director sane manema on said nya eniema emu edru e di free ho so say ofa ni CV na kaka say o de na compare coach Didi Dramania clearly ubo say Didi CV out the ba heart to folk and papa CV there Didi was through bebre chain no minim so me ya adwena
in terms of CV
they say on to Didi adwuma okoye on no jelan
say Ebia ye can in terms of Bibia Didi dia fine but I think Obi Okuta UEFA license A there and it's even CV kito
there be bro what can UEFA license A now Obi say Didi or say a CAF instructor so refia one of the elite coaches are near wo enye just Ghana Africa or ho wa coach or no jelan na pacho uti Didi trophies or J with Asante Kotoko the first coach or J Kotoko double the mom that is the league and the FA Cup pacho so anya me point here so offer Didi na offer coach here clearly Didi CV your through the chain and yes sanity but rich adian say couple were adwuma ye kese pa because the entire makers or were adwuma ye no pacho edi kan ohu time na to folk epam Didi Dramani no me edi kan afa yera so ko to folk board ohu nipa ba ko ani wait e was through ye pa Dr. Nyahota Makulu so yi ye papa togbe afedi free ho the next person in terms of weight or kase wom on na senior most board member our kasa edimu ye pa no me pacho ye papa
Dr. Nyahota Makulu
me pacho kan adia ye papa e kan e de to ho
you cannot be defending all the time you must change our style of play he added according to Dr. Tamaklo House of Oak have qualified quality players,
yes,
but have struggled due to their inability to score enough goals consistently. A problem that has prevented the club from challenging at the highest level.
Okay.
Now so no so can about House of Oak goals and I say we are footballers, but I can see that some of them are not giving us the goals that will help us move higher. We are always finding ourselves in the middle ground. He stated.
Okay. Now, most of our so-called wins were very minimal.
Apart from that, we either drew or lost. I say how we did not get
to the level we wanted is surprising to some of us. Dr.
Tamaklo
explained. Perfect. But so how to folk official statement. After Mopamu Didi Dramania or the team we place third and a transfer ban edane so what am Bacho kind of
where they move to be honest with you
okay projecting here okay in summary in summary asma had to folk ekan and they say but ayinti omo de pamu Didi and they say edi kan no empempen so had to folk epese okko some pempenso no omo hu ne se Didi entimi inform enko esan so omo botan ne se e wo se Ghana hanom no omo ye club a ogina brane utie obi entimi nempre owie nso o se esan so to aso na abibrem ha Africa ne nso ye ka club se kukudamo a oka hu bi so purpose ne eniema mienu e na omo hu se Didi entimi inform enko sa purpose no ana botan no good. So based on that, into no muja Didi crying. Baby, anyone in discipline, ebemu, meboa. Someone side. Don't tell you what Tamaklo anside is hiding. Almost so more purpose into omudija crying. Into me costly by the house na kind. Now, Rich, say all fat CV, I can't want him any Didi and can realistically no crepani say, and can that aim already is defeated. Majority say okay strictly by the Sevilla coach Ukra now they compare Didi and the Ukrainian and then we are defeated already. However, I'll see my coach know that benefit of doubt because Buadu Urbano now unkra one of the finest CVs. Buadu none the Premier League experience I am Mediema at a point and an access exposure nan ko betimi do omo age. But the point is that not on said that TV BB abefase in terms of ABA trophies near there. Or BB really to show. That's what I say. But ultimately adwuma no. Name the difference between coach here and the Buadu DNA say. Coach Ibano or but at a huge disadvantage. I didn't make us one had to folk on one the top scorer or losing. A Brantiano, likely say Enche, or better say Suele United or Suele United or South Africa. Assign or no one I training make a Hamza Isa on there or main strike or the goals no more. Say since you who another player and so on, no so they drew the idea or no so the goals Mauli. Now when they who soon so himself Solomon Agbesi ni Ghana. Me no kasa Agbesi or South Africa.
Okay.
Has him penny for frag Agbesi omo friend on fa. Ti asem ni yo. Omo frag Agbesi on fa. So it is likely I'm a free agent back who dim or South Africa no munim say including Alaji can be I sa call no. Once Alaji currently only ha or Cote d'Ivoire for ninti. I call sing na enti Agbesi besine has air pen din common so omunya no.
Okay.
Obi ni maybe ana Benjamin Asari nsumbu kra no. Per the mpanyfo can the offer ba na ye on be manako.
But in the nutshell, so already
yes.
Has mpanyfo gina so the Pam Didi.
Yes.
Any the new coach you have there.
Any the new coach no. And I make us no that is so follow by CV dia.
Emfa.
And then come in sound the prophet of doom. Emfa. Name obi nim how supportive are. Board no ebeye and a coach no so the other because sometimes beyond the CV I mean no ye di ani hu ene nkoma ye di no e bia pe nkoma coach ne empanyimfo di ansa na omo fa no e bia nkoma mo believe say e be meet your expectation beyond the echo radio so
justify the means
that is the point but the CV di ankanya mi enukuri ni ene anka empanyimfo e na mu defeated
Jude Ozuba for ene Martin kana for no tumi na inventory homra
me sure that ni bibi kese bi aka I was a house for coach na almost started pre-season so business as usual me concern kit where be and I think that I will need time to discuss it. Rich Ebanesaina, we are losing the creme de la creme of our Ghanaian coaches out of the league, and I am beginning to get worried. I know fundamentally me can conform or raise issues about the level of your coaching, no, until this in enyam, but I am beginning to get worried because and I'm no say
my anger ni ho
Rich coach me ka creme de la creme bia me Bashir Hayford se bibia nsia
Lions
he will not coach in our Premier League but he's there. Se bibia nsia coach Maso Kunedu will not be a league coach of the Ghana Premier League but he is still coaching. Se bibia nsia coach Bisa coach Prosper Nate Ogum will not be a league coach in Ghana but he's there. You can add to the list.
Didi
different performance some ebe add Didi Dramani wouldn't be add. Omunjai coach no. These are Ghanaian creme de la creme coaches are or more system in him. But say a normal person here we will start the league and all these fine coaches in the category of Ghanaians no will not be league coaches. That is problematic. Huge problem. I didn't see a recognition at clubs in Enya say probably a Ghanaian coaches, you know, or more modern barber form, intina, or more looking beyond them to go for these foreigners. And our coaches Nagasa swinging to say, as a recycling yard or some. We got here and then you know or cutting for as a one recycle move system anymore. What is the problem? And the end game when to yen Ghana for any the way the industry is yen kakanka cry ye free one no.
But some coaches no man bad sir with team say nekuto yen fo biti say Bashir Hayford at a point on him a Lions a kakitu e bi na ye league no mutimi jima
but and they saying
and koyi Didi yen na him has problems
yes
transfer ban
Or the almost third.
anya show di or the has
almost so mwa de and uko fana uko busa ne pass employers no busa o get say the go fana so o technical meeting go mba
Mayanga nso dey
who want to pick
this is called relegation
And my young guys,
Asemu.
baby, and it's
enye Mayanga ya no ko fa
ojo league yes at the point in time after nations supporters corner Dr. Kwame Chiyo so mo pom coach no nko no maybe issue they say I am not verifying obia perspective on the entire coach be any kwaso coach you, but it is a worrying trend.
Sure.
See ye ba start league kotokokra de for in the bia for kotokonji league da, but almost to hell with that trend they are going for expatriate. Then Hearts brings in expatriate, Vision brings in expatriate, Heart of Lions brings in expatriate. Obia the expatriate coach ba. Yes, you get to say your coaching standards are from your coaching education here a lot of improvement. But Rich, so again anywhere the Ghana Premier League nature cha. When you are losing your top coaches out of the league, you're starting league now league center say you're not going to get the familiar Ghanaian coaches vibe into the league now. You're worrying. One of these days, let's raise the coaches on the line. Teams are looking beyond them and bringing in these foreigners. So these foreigners doesn't even come in with some special series. But teams in the world say, let's dump these guys and go for Wemo. And
then I say Ghana ni hu bro ni say Sabio as a superior
and yes, so without respect,
God the be
as a matter of fact,
the result now the Bama
Ebi Jane has a junior elite coach is here at the Director Sports LK. And here been so a class ni been so as a same period say ebi mu due said ya na omunia bo trene ko omode omo faso and also count na ma ebi mu ensu Jane adwuma
because minim team onabia na the players go ntimi nju omoka also ye both season we are me kofa boni coach naba me one players go ntimi nju omoka
and can normally when my smart Director Sports okay
Baboni no betia no
but normally nanka Kim Pfizer be ko in for Bruni only more reason Kim Pfizer dey say ye bebo season every no ye bebo season every no Bruni be
heavy problem
oh there be enye ne sana
okay me ko abasisia
dachi entwe obiara ene
na ne yakoni yakutwa bi enso awe na mobaka na on Friday on this same platform and ayala twi end na adwinkosi so in fact me say na sister na didi e wa around and ayala twi adwinsi so say somebaka ya ball last season league ni wie ya na house folk ene omuko didi dramani a party ways coach adwuma no so be da eye empan enche na Ghana Premier League no ye baba started 2026-27 a season no ama teams no bia shase all ye pre-season na house of folk there pre-season na omo announce even the head coach kro di team no e started pre-season na omo enso ntimi enya enti no na house of folk fans no me worried say edi na obia bobo no na ase de ye left to your right na de na mpanifo enso eye nano Saturday and the house and penny for sampa supporters no yet say because of say season no barber shas or say and house of folk yet me a new head coach and into joining live on Facebook yet the coach you know and funny at their tour sounds on our YouTube at the same thing obenya the new coach of Serbia has and then assigned 2-year contract and also holding a UEFA license out the bedi jumano at the ama a house of nidi a nibosa a couple or no and now obedi jumano and so at the ama ɛyɛ house of folk na ɔpani some of them kɔ akyire kakra Ghana Premier League no onim ne bɔ paa because waba bɛyɛ adwuma pɛn ɔne me deɛma yɛ adwuma ɔne yɛne ankasa bɛkyɛm United foɔ nso ayɛ adwuma ɛna ɛtama youth ɔno ɔmo nso no ayɛ adwuma enti the Ghana League de ɔpani no onim ne nso pa onim ne bɔ nso ɛyie na house of folk wɔ naa no yɛba studio ama san so confirm sɛ Richard Kense olele ɔno so say ɔno ɛna ɔma pa no as the goalkeepers a trainer and as a goalkeepers coach ɔno nso no ebedi dwumadi no ɛde ama ɛyɛ house of folk nti gradually I'm say house of folk technical team no mpanyinfoɔ nso ɛbɔde ɛde ɛba Jude Owusubafo good morning
good morning Rich
na I want to say
oh me nyame adom na nso
nyame adom me ho yɛ pa and it's Friday now you're worried yes saying the house of folk ban the coach is it the coach aba
no cray but when the class over here Saturday no me they can't break his story no okay. Of course then I'm from but me break his story no me say me break his story no be 1 hour later
and
officially yes me kai technical team set up or mobile be ni nyina na me yes say a free Saturday and nkopim Tuesday amam phone sharing has been a technical team intimate honestly mu be anywhere because names are Saturday no na my ball has
10 years
okay.
10 years since from Mobile Ghana and a very very successful 10 years and omo edino they've been with obi ope betting bia and omo buy obi betting experience asasa omo and omo be change odds no me na kese omo and omo the bet saver e buy omo and omo the bet influencer e buy omo and omo making sure say udi bet na etia oka and so at the amount because almost cabebre and Sanuma way and a betway about the number 1 betting company e will yasing in Ghana yesu yenya chefanti almost already 10 years now 10 years you know at the other day be and then oko betway platform no so and now who say 10 years anniversary you know what platform no so no omono and edinti unbeka betway obusu anu www.betway.com.gh betway.com.gh now we're signing up now be betway abusia and so ebi so what betway platform so that they are any now what trade the cra so we person download do app no so abetima download now we're signing in now be ka betway abusia no betway almost say get way more Michelle undi 18 embra emma ho kwa when the 18 years ekodia ene obetima be ka betway abusia no
yeah, the birthday na sorry ko fa dum kase no amamo mame enko na me wish Bright Kofi Jesse happy birthday Bright awo ayeho in the Volta region and aye Bright birthday Bright na me show na onya okese wan kasa wunua a owo aye US Sani ase me show happy birthday onya me show pa na de wa koma so bia nyankopon enye ni na emfa emma empa bi abobia ene a special day in your life nyankopon enyini nyina emfa ma happy birthday to you Bright Kofi Jesse awo ayeho in the Volta region
ya ni owura kumanten so de ba kwa ba o say yen we say Gerald Anim a champion aka Joe of Mode Clothing o say na na woda nti Gerald the champion happy birthday to you sir.
Therefore, sorry, Adam Kasia to Asunyami Aduma, Yabesan Mo Asia, Yakramo.